different political parties are reacting to the leak of that opinion.
Well, they're trying to a, intimidate the court. I mean, it's double standards, and then Elizabeth Warren gets here screaming outside the court, and it's like they should be treated the same. Whole thing, Tom, basically, long story short, makes you kind of want to, lose hope for the future.
Leland was going on a rant also. He thinks it was the worst thing that's happened since 9/11.
Well, that was, first of all, it's not a decision.
Right.
They were drafting something.
Lots of people have to. However,
and somebody inside the court, somebody who works for one of the liberal judges, obviously, leaked it. Don't you think?
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the only way it could.
One of the clerks leaked it.
I'm sure it was one of the clerks to the liberal judges.
Of course.
It was Sotomayor, whatever her clerk.
Now, one thing is, this could rally liberals for midterms.
Absolutely, that's
and
right.
It becomes the whole election centers around abortion rights. The whole election, and they'll forget the economy, and they'll forget gas and inflation and everything. You wait.
Well, but then I think they're going to surprise them. The turnout yesterday in Ohio was like 2-1 in favor of Republicans.
Well, it was also, what's interesting was the Trump-backed candidate.
Every single Trump-backed candidate in Ohio and Indiana, he went 22-0. Every single one. Yeah, Trump did. Every single one he backed won. Won the primary.
I wish Trump would just be satisfied to be a party leader and let DeSantis take the reins.
Well, this new documentary is going to really shed the light. It's called 2,000 Mules.
What is it about?
They're going to have proof about how the election was stolen. They got 2,000 people. What they did with these drop boxes, it's called ballot harvesting, right? And so they're going to have video evidence in Wisconsin and Georgia, in Arizona, that it skewed the election. There's proof. And see, one of the things I always thought is that when they were insistent that everybody accept the norm, and you have to say there was no election fraud, the election wasn't stolen, that was a red flag to me, because why insist that we say that, right? Because if it wasn't stolen, what, you didn't just ignore it and let the topic die? But the media went out of their way to get people and other Republicans to say the election wasn't stolen.
Well, I think there was voted for, I don't think it was enough to do anything to the overall election.
But there's always voter fraud.
Right, but they did here is that he won by the 10,000 swing vote margin. You'll see, they wouldn't, you'll see, it made a difference. Isn't there a hearing in what state today? They proved it in Wisconsin. You guys should read the.
Then why aren't they reversing anything?
Well, because that's the next step. This was all because you can't reverse it, but what you can do is decertify it and put it out there. I think some people are afraid of the truth coming out because what it would do, the riots and the fighting. But look at Antifa. Antifa's gone, but they're starting to come back out. And this whole thing is, look what happened in Los Angeles last night, breaking windows, looting again.
What was the cause?
This Supreme Court. Yeah. I didn't read the whole article, but somebody.
So they're looting and going crazy because of a Supreme Court opinion.
Well, it's not a final. It was something that was leaked to create this. They got to cover up because Biden, look at him. The guy's clearly not there.
I know. I said the only thing that's worse than Biden is Kamala, whatever her name is.
Oh, she's bad too.
So wouldn't you rather have Biden and then her? She's a total disaster.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. 303-713-8255. I want to get to all of your calls to solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints this hour, brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com for inflammation, pain, even anxiety. I don't know why, but it helps with anxiety. Doesn't make you high, but it's great stuff. It's Panacea Life Sciences right here in Golden. They serve the entire country, and anyone you know can use Tom in the promo code and get 30% off. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Welcome to the show. We got a lot of issues going on today, a lot of issues, and we're also investigating things that came up yesterday, really important things. One of them has to do with Powerhouse Volleyball. If anyone else wants to talk about that, Powerhouse Volleyball, 10 teams belonging to this club, and they are, or this association, whatever, they pay dues to compete. They say that the director, Emily, is not paying her bills, and it's affecting the team's ability to compete. They are competing only out of the goodness of the other teams' hearts and other associations, but Powerhouse Volleyball is, they say, is lining Emily's pockets, and she's not paying her bills.
I got in
Deputy Doc
with the investigator at the DA's office in Weld County and left a message yesterday afternoon, and hopefully he'll get back to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath about Weld County because, unfortunately, Weld County, I'm just going to say it like it is, they're crooks. Okay, Weld County are a bunch of lying, thieving crooks, and maybe it runs as far as the DA's office, but it doesn't surprise me that Emily Diner in Weld County is ripping people off. It doesn't surprise me they're politicians. Tom Parco in the Planning Commission, I caught him red-handed committing fraud. No one cares. He's a lying cheat. He's a disgusting piece of person, and all of these people in Weld County, that the way they flim-flam their residents, the corruption goes deep and far. So I wouldn't hold my breath. If you're in Weld County, just know you're probably going to get ripped off sometime in your life by your government, and it's a crying shame. It really is. It really is. You know, there's certain truths that come out during this show over the years. For example, Weld County, lying, cheating fools. Greeley and Longmont, the worst proportion of bad car dealers to good car dealers anywhere. More bad car dealers in those two small communities, Greeley and Longmont, than in all of the other communities in the state. Also, lying, cheating, disgusting movers are 99% or more from Florida. And there are just certain things we learn. And what's really fun is if you listen to this show, you will learn all about scams, ripoffs, trends way before anyone else. For example, the state, they're cracking down on proxy votes. What are proxy votes? Well, I'll give you an example. And I'll just say it like it is, Pantera Plaza is one of them. Pantera Plaza is a condo development, and I believe there's 2 buildings there. Might be one, I don't know. But anyway, Pantera Plaza has one woman there who's gathered proxies. What is a proxy? She goes and says, hey, you know, I'll go to the meetings and I'll vote for you. She got enough proxies that she controlled the entire board and the entire association. She can pick whatever color rug she wants for the lobby, wallpaper, who can be harassed and who's not harassed for doing so-called business in their condo or not, parking, everything. Because she can remove people from the board or replace people on the board because she has all the votes. She has the majority of vote no matter what happens. At least that's the way it was. Now, you may find out about this and say, that's not right. I'm going to contact the homeowners and warn them. I'm going to warn them at Pantera Plaza. By the way, I say Pantera Plaza. That's an example of a realistic one going on. It goes on all over. I'm going to warn the people who live at Pantera Plaza
that there's one woman in control of this entire association because some of you are giving her your proxy, which never ends, by the way. It's ongoing until you call her and say, I want my proxy back. But no one does. Now, if you want to contact homeowners, you can, because she instituted regulations that you can't contact homeowners. In other words, you can't do a mass email to the homeowners. So there's no way for you to contact people to warn them about the proxies. So not only did she get into power like Putin, she has assured that no one else can get in power or let people know about her power grab like Putin. That's it. So this is happening. This happened over at Landmark. There was a guy. Now, he didn't wrestle all the proxies. He just somehow, being what I call a belligerent drunk, intimidated people into voting with him. And he controls everything. Now, I don't know if he still does. The most mismanaged condo association ever. They had a wonderful company who was actually managing the place. They fired him in favor of self-management, then went ahead and pursued a useless lawsuit for defective elevators that was way beyond the statute of limitations. And I actually sat there while a law firm lied to them about trying to get this lawsuit revived, knowing that after 10 or 12 years, that's never going to happen. But they spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for useless lawsuits to this law firm, and you wonder, who's getting a kickback there? Every community with an HOA, you better be involved, or your face could be ripped off. That's right. That's how communities work. They get a few people in power, and they rip your face off. And then you become like one of the pawns in their power game. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Sorry to start out like that, but hey, you know what? Wisdom, knowledge, experience, it all works for you. Now, let's talk, all right? Let's talk. We're going to go to Barbara. What's going on, Barbara?
Thank you for having me on the show this morning.
Now, Barbara, I think you emailed us, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And this is more of a sound off than anything we can do. I mean, when I looked into this, we were wondering what we could do about this. It's kind of sad because there's not much we can do. And by the way, you're not the only one frustrated with your school system. It has to do with due process. And I want to explain something. The problem with due process in school systems is that it is whatever the school system wants it to be. Do you understand what I mean by that, Barbara?
Yes.
They have no regard for constitutional rights. They have no regard for parental rights. They have no regard for rights whatsoever. It is run like a communist country, a dictatorship. The teachers are the dictators, by the way. School systems are not democratic. School systems are dictatorships, school or socialist states. And school systems do what they want when it comes to crime, when it comes to corruption, when it comes to enforcing the rules. They have their favorites. They have what they think is right and what they think is wrong. They bend over backwards to cater to some. They bend over backwards to punish others. I'm just prefacing this to let you know you're not the only one, okay? We get this complaint about school systems about 100 times a year. And I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to take a quick break first. But let me just say something, Barbara. I want to also preface this by saying many of those complaints we get about school systems are because parents don't want to face the reality of their child, but many of them are the school system acting erratically and acting unfairly. Now, I did not categorize yours one way or the other, but I want people to know, yeah, there are some nutty parents who say their kid can't do wrong, and no matter what the school system does, they did it wrong. But there are other cases where the school system is dead wrong, and the school system doesn't care. So let's analyze your situation coming up.
So Mark and Susie are on a 5-week road trip, right?
Yeah.
And I made a joke to say,
Drunk and binge.
well, I made a joke to her. I said, geez, 5 weeks, with Mark, in the car, that's, right? And so Jacob, of course, she didn't respond back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting ready for retirement can be a challenge. Now, I'm not saying retirement's right on the doorstep here, but I'm not that far away. I mean, 68 years old. I never thought of having a retirement planning place, like Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, because I had a guy doing my investments. I have a pension. I have some other plans. I have, Social Security, Medicare, all of that, right? But there is a reason to have a quarterback to oversee everything. And then you think, well, isn't that just another layer I have to pay for? Well, yeah, they make money, but that money sometimes is built into stuff that you buy. Also, you pay it anyway, whether you hire them or not. But in other cases, those fees that they charge, and they're upfront about them, save you money, and they can show you that. In other words, what I'm saying is this. If you do the job right, like Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, it saves you way more than you'll ever pay in fees. And they're upfront and transparent and will meet with you as many times as it takes for you to feel comfortable. And everything they do is approved by you upfront. 970-663-3211. They'll come to you. You can go to them or meet online. 970-663-3211. rpcenter.com. It's funny when people pick a personal injury firm, they're torn. They hear so many advertisements. Listen, the big firms, let's face it, they gather leads. Okay? I mean, whether they call themselves the big asses or the big arms, the big heads, the bulldogs, whatever they call themselves, blinker and blinker, what I'm getting at is this. They gather leads and they work the best cases only and leave the rest by the wayside. John Fuller doesn't gather leads. He takes cases and he works every single one of them. He is a smaller law firm by design. John Fuller, my accident expert on this show, can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. For God's sakes, don't be just a number. Go somewhere where the attorney will talk to you, give you his cell phone, and keep you informed. myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500. And always contingency fees, never out of pocket. Can I have that one from Fuller? Can I just have that so I can rework it?
What this call is about, Tom? With the same brain?
Tyler called from Ideal Home Loans. Brad can't actually come in today, but he can call in.
Yeah.
So do you want me to go ahead and give him the number, call in? If not, he said that
we're going to call him.
He's available. I can call him too.
Yeah.
Monday, May 9th is when he can actually be in studio. So
I need to know when the program is ready. They haven't answered a fucking question that I've asked. Not one question. So I just need, hold on, messaging. You're not a cash buyer. You can, cash offers. God almighty. Hold on.
Like most Americans, pretty much in disbelief of what's going on in the world. As we all know, global problems are having local consequences. Too many of them. As the peanut butter really hits the fan, are you ready? Grocery store supply chains are only as strong as their weakest link. Don't wait for them to break. Now's the time to secure emergency food for everyone in your family. My Patriot Supply is America's largest preparedness company. Our specially packaged and delicious food stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. It'll be there when you need it. Go to mypatriotsupply.com. Pick up several emergency food kits. There are a dozen different sizes that average over 2,000 calories per day. Our food kits will ship quickly, discreetly to your door. And the food storage in your home beats government food lines hands down. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today and prepare for what's coming. MyPatriotSupply.com.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Isolated showers possible throughout the day with the best chance of rain. Comes later on this evening. Temperatures today in the low 50s. Tomorrow we're back in the low 70s.
Okay. Are you on this email chain? No. 5 more. Let's look at try to see.
I was on one of the email chains, but I don't know if it was identical. What is it?
And more. Here's something for everybody. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Denver's Talk Station. Online at KHOW.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Paul the Waterman is with us today. Paul, I've been getting so many great reviews. I have one, a woman, I mean, she just went on and on about you. I have it in here. Hold on, let me see. Or maybe it's not a woman. Oh, let me just, hold on, no, hold on. This comes to the referral list from Joan. Does that recognize? Do you not recognize?
Yeah, Joan, I want to say hi to her.
Hey, can I give Mr. Dowding 100 stars? This man is awesome, and his products and technicians are terrific, American-made products. I appreciate you, Mr. Martino, for giving people a reliable place to get referrals to do work. And it is reliable, by the way, because the water business, God, the water business is filled with crooks. I one time chased a guy down, literally chased him down. He was selling water systems and was lying through the teeth. He had this little vial he'd show people, and it was vile. It was a vile vial, scaring the hell out of them about their water and then selling them inadequate systems. Then we have just recently a plumbing company selling a system for 10 grand that didn't do crap. Anyway, so she goes on to say, thank you. Shout out to Paul. No, I'm not related to him, Deputy Doc. She said that. Just met him through your advertising, LOL. Okay. What were you going to say, Paul?
Well, I want to say hi to her. She's we met her 2 days ago. We did the install yesterday.
Good. She loves you.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Good. And by the way, water systems for the whole house around 2 grand. Whole house conditioning. Now, you know, there are some that are more expensive, like when you have really bad water. We can get into that, you know, like reverse osmosis, filtration, softening of the whole house. Then we have, but most systems around 2 grand will do it. And then also for drinking water under $1,000. Barbara has a problem with St. Vrain School District. Okay, so again, I want to preface this, peeps. I want to say that some parents are just prejudiced, and they're just saying, look, my son didn't do anything, my son's perfect, my daughter's perfect, the school system's wrong. And sometimes they're blind. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes the school system is wrong. I'll let her have her piece. I'll let her talk about it, because a lot of parents listen to this show about school systems. So what is your beef with St. Vrain school system?
So when we moved to Weld County, my children started attending Thunder Valley, and we've never experienced this much of bullying at any other county. So
It's
on this
Thunder Valley
incident,
Middle School, high school, or what? I'm not familiar with it.
it's Thunder Valley pre-K through 8th grade.
Okay, so it's elementary school, right? Okay,
Yes.
got it.
So my son was riding the bus home, and the kid sitting next to him elbowed him as he was. So my son was leaning forward, and as he was leaning back,
Yeah.
you can see
Now,
the kid.
we don't have to go through each and every blow, but what happened was he elbowed him. Your kid hit back, and they say that your kid overreacted because the elbow was a mistake, right?
Yes, they're saying that he accidentally elbowed him, but that elbowing left swelling and redness, and
I get it.
And a bruise.
And
on his.
and your son is claiming this guy's been after him for a while.
Yes.
And your son is saying it wasn't an accident.
Yes.
And your son basically had enough of being bullied.
Yes.
But the school system punished your son.
Yes.
And you wanted to see the videotape.
I did want to see the videotape. I even called the police and made a report.
Now, that's a fair, I would say that's fair. Does the school system actually have a video?
Yes, I was able to see it yesterday.
Oh, you were? Well, that's good. Now, what did you see?
So I saw that the kid forcefully elbowed my son, and my son hit
It
back.
did not look like an accident?
No, it was no accident.
Well, did you say that to the school official? Did you say, hey, look, does that look like an accident to you?
I did, and the police research officer that was there, he said his words were, "I did not see anything."
What do you mean? He was looking at the same tape you were?
Yes, and he said, "I did not see anything."
Did you replay it for him?
No, I told him that I wanted to speak to his supervisor because I was done with speaking with him.
All right. Did you get a copy of that tape?
No, they did not give me a copy because it's school property, so they didn't allow me to have a copy of it.
Well, if you wanna go after that kid or his parents, I think you can subpoena that.
Okay, and then I want to mention.
Why do you
also
think the school? Here's what I don't understand, though. And again, I want to play devil's advocate here. Why would the school system side with the other kid?
I've been showing up multiple times every time my children get bullied. I show up every time, and I think they're getting tired of me.
Okay. You're one of those parents that actually care.
Yes.
Well, they don't like those. They don't like vocal parents. You know that, right? You're a domestic terrorist.
I can tell by the attitude I get every time I show up when something happens to one of my kids.
Can't you get a copy from the Freedom of Information Act?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I mean, let's explore that. I think we take this one step at a time, because really, doesn't it all boil down to that, Barbara? It all boils down to that. But didn't your son get into a second incident?
He did. So that same Monday, he got into a physical fight, but this time it was his fault because he grabbed the kid and took him down, and then the kid started chasing him and threw a punch, and then my son threw a punch and gave him a bloody nose. So I talked to my son and I told him that was not okay. But the week before that Monday, that kid had been bullying him, and the teachers heard and did nothing. So my son was tired of it.
All right. Now.
And it doesn't justify his behavior.
All right. I get it. I think what we need to do now, rather than go through blow by blow, because, listen, I'd love to see the tape. I really would. I'd like to know if this school system is purposely giving you a hard time for expressing yourself. And we need that's what we have to concentrate on, getting a copy of that videotape. The first thing we're going to do, Deputy Doc, is just ask him straight up. Just ask him nicely. Can we have a copy of that? And if not, why? Why? And then let's talk to an attorney about getting one. The St. Vrain School District, Thunder Valley Elementary School, should not surprise us, by the way, it's in Weld County. Again, if you were going to give an enema to the state of Colorado, Weld County would not even rate as one of the orifices. It would not, because it's more of a festering oozing wound. It's not even an approved orifice. Weld County, if you live there, I feel very sorry for you. The school system, the government, zoning, and building. God, do I feel sorry for you.
That's how you really feel.
No, Weld County, they're the fucking worst. They're the worst.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. It is an accident slowing traffic on I-270 eastbound, right around I-76. Traffic slows enough of I-25, and your westbound 270 drive pretty jammed as well.
So this customer, right, that was kind enough, she's the same age as my mother. My mother had a stroke, right? So can't, speech impediment, and this lady, and she basically had an echo water system that wasn't working, undersized, and she goes.
What did she pay for that?
Close to like $5,000. Guess who took over Echo Water?
Who?
Plumb Line. Yeah, because of the, it's all right.
What is Echo Water?
It's a brand of water softener. It was a Superior Water and Air throughout England.
Does it work?
So,
hold on. Mark your calendars, please, for next week. I want to tell you about this seminar we're having on affordable interest mortgages, liquid loan. You can find out more at theliquidloan.com. Theliquidloan.com. Finally, ask all of your questions. There are so many people with questions about the liquid loan, the 30-year line of credit. What does this 30-year line of credit do? Well, what does it do? It does a lot, okay? It is a line of credit with simple interest. So you can choose to pay just simple interest, just a few $100 a month on hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're only going to stay there a few years, that's what you do. Now, if you want and you change your mind, you can pay down the interest. The principal. You can make a lump sum. You can do it monthly. And then it goes directly to the balance. So whatever you want, you can do. Simple interest, line of credit, 30 years on your house. In fact, every dime you have in the bank that you use for regular bills offsets your balance. You got to find out more. Tuesday, May 10th. Embassy Suites will feed you. Doors open at 6. You can meet Kurt Rogers. He'll talk to you and answer all of your questions about the liquid loan. Theliquidloan.com. Hey, you might want that loan to buy a house. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, if you're wondering what it will sell for. Get a market analysis of your home, complimentary, from Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank does not pressure you into listing. You can get this analysis free, then decide if you want to list or not. If you ever want to list, think about Frank. He can show you the stats where he sells that house for more and quicker. He's a record holder in some neighborhoods. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
So can I read you an email I just got?
Yeah.
Listen to this. Thanks for responding. I'm sorry for bothering you, but I need to get a Google Play card for my niece's birthday. I can't do this now because my niece, blah, blah, blah. So would you please go and get one and I will pay you back?
Who is it?
It's some guy that I met a long time ago. It's part of an old poker group. But it's not him. Somebody
hacked his email.
I know the guy. He's obviously.
Oh.
So I wrote back. I work with K. Howard and ARP to expose scams and ripoffs. You really think I am stupid enough to fall for this? I'll be a scam. So my basic advice to you is fuck off.
That's funny.
But these people.
So this abortion thing, it's basically what they're saying is that the federal government doesn't have the right. It goes to the state. If each state wants to decide it, right? And that's all it is.
Exactly.
I have some numbers for you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so Thunder Valley
Yeah.
School is 303-833-5655. 2456, St. Vrain School District.
Wait. Oh, that's Thunder Valley. Oh, that's the school itself.
Yep.
Okay. St. Vrain, the actual school.
The actual school district.
Is Thunder Valley. Oh,
Thunder Valley
St. Vrain School District.
St. Vrain School District is 303 776 1600.
Wound.
Okay. And
Barbara is
Not even an
720
approved orifice.
378 3280. Okay. And are you done with her?
Yeah.
So are you going to call her back?
I'll call back sometime today.
Okay, I will let her know. And did you want to have Brad come on? Or Brent? Not Brad.
Not until I get the question answered, like,
Okay.
these people don't understand what I'm saying. If it's not available, I don't want to tease it. Teasing doesn't work in radio. It's like him saying, well, I'm going to have this in about a week or in about a month. Nobody gives a shit. They want it now.
Okay, I'll let Tyler know.
I hope, okay, you were copied on that. Tyler, vagueness is bad.
Okay.
It will sound sketchy.
Okay.
We have to have enough details for people to have a basic understanding of the program. She said they want to keep it vague. Oh my God. And then I said, is it available? I mean, I don't even know if it's available or not.
Okay, gotcha.
So when she said, what would you do if I was your mother? That was basically kind of like, what do you do?
As far as what?
We give her the best deal. I mean, it's like, hey, it's like my mom.
So I think by November the abortion thing is going to calm down. And I told Tom, people for the most part vote with their pocketbooks. If they can't afford gas, they can't afford food, they're going to vote Republican.
Yeah, they pulled the trigger on this issue too early. The whole summer's going to come through, and but what they're not going to tolerate, what's going to backfire, is if these people go and start looting the cities again. That's going to be a bad deal.
Why does looting cities have anything to do with overturning Roe v.
Hi,
Wade?
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713 talk, 303-713-8255. So, Paul the Waterman with us, and we go round and round about some of these $10,000 systems that have nothing that they do to the water, yet they say they are softeners or conditioners. Much of it has to do with magnetism. And test after test has shown it doesn't change the water one bit. If it doesn't change the water, then how can it change the hardness? Once you confront people with that, then they switch the argument and say, well, it doesn't switch the hardness. It doesn't, but it keeps it from clogging up pipes. Now, do we have any evidence of that one way or another, Paul?
No, not at all. And actually, we've had several customers that had the type that the magnets that clamp onto the pipe, or a magnet that looks like a water filtration.
Yeah, the water goes through it.
Right. And it not one difference. And case in point, the couple that we helped up the hill, was it in Conifer?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that boiler system that had,
and it clogged up the boiler.
Right. That's right. That's just proof right there. It's just they're fraudulent.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And here's the thing. This thing is sold all over the country. And they say they soften the water or descale the water. Even if you align the molecules in the water, even if it did, through that filter media, the molecules would go back to normal. I mean, you don't transform water forever through a filter unless you take stuff out. But let's just say a magnetic field realigned the molecules of the water. Let's just say that. Okay, now what? How far does that water travel before those molecules lose that magnetic charge?
Or if water sits overnight in the pipes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't even want to get into it. It's so ridiculous. Now, Ken's got a comment on Weld County, the festering wound of Colorado. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, Tom, I was just curious. I read a few years ago where Weld County not only was the richest county per capita in the state, but it was the richest county per capita in the country. And so I was just curious.
I
if they've
doubt
got
that. You think
that
some?
kind of
That's
money,
not true,
if they've
Ken.
got that
Come
kind
on.
of money there. I was just wondering why you were so down on Weld County. I was just
Okay,
curious.
here's why. Because in Weld County, okay, most scams that I've run across, big scams, have started up there, or people have lived up there, or the government was involved. I mean, I found something where the government literally shut. I mean, it was so corrupt. It was for a cell phone tower. It was so corrupt. I couldn't believe it. Tom Parco and his planning department, here's what they were supposed to do. They were supposed, this is just one circumstance. They were supposed to send out letters to neighbors saying, this is proposed for your neighborhood, right? And this was going to be a cell phone tower. This was required that they have hearings and they warn people that it's coming, right? They went in and generated a mailing list and sent people way in the outskirts some letters. All the ones directly around it got no letters. Tom Parco said at the time the machine wasn't working, that the software wasn't working, and they pulled the wrong mailing list or something. It was, listen, I got to go back to my notes, but I found that they literally went in and manipulated who they sent those letters to, so the right people did not get warned. And the very next week, you have a cell phone tower going in the middle of a neighborhood without anyone knowing about it. And they said, well, it's too late. They never had the hearings they were required to have. And I mean, it's amazing to me the corruption that went on with Tom Parco and his team. And I was bitching and moaning and screaming about it, but no one cares. No one cares because it was simply a low to middle income housing development with tract homes, and they just plopped it right in the middle. Verizon didn't care. Weld County didn't care. The right people got paid off. It was so obvious that they manipulated how they sent out those letters. It was so obvious. You know, I mean, the whole thing stunk. I mean, it just stunk. And I can't stand them. And when I confronted him, it was almost like, yeah, well, it's too late now. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's what they basically say. But those are just little things. These things happen all the time where their buddies get special treatment from the government.
Well, and isn't that the case where privileged people just do what they want to do and to hell with the rest of them?
Well, I think maybe that's the way it is. But I mean, for example, I've seen other counties that don't do it like that. I mean, Douglas County, for example. You know, some of those people in government, they might be a bunch of jerks down there. I don't know. But they don't seem to be corrupt. You know what I'm saying? It might be the nature of their politics, but not corruption. Whereas Weld County, it's almost like they just turn a blind eye to corruption. They don't care. And I don't know. I don't get it. The whole place just stinks of corruption. But I don't think it's one of the richest counties. I mean, I could look that up.
Definitely not.
Why do you say definitely not?
Because Beverly Hills, even Cherry Hills in Colorado, Silver Springs in Maryland, the suburbs around Washington, D.C., around Hollywood, and even Cherry Hills has a higher per capita income than Weld County does.
It's Douglas County in Colorado would have to be number one.
Oh, number one in Colorado, you mean? Okay, but anyway, it's I looked up some of the census data, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going here. 303-713-TALK. Pam, you have a housing issue. What is your housing issue?
This is Pam.
Pam, what's going on, Pam?
I talked to you last Wednesday about my housing issue, and they were kicking me out, and I'm living in Metro West Housing Solutions, and that they're totally
Wait, is this where you were on a temporary transition program?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have been trying to get an ROI to you. I tried all day Thursday, and then Friday, I've been sick. I ended up in the emergency room again on Monday. So,
okay, this rental assistance Pam, this rental assistance you were on was a transitional program. It wasn't meant to be permanent. as I remember, and you were getting this rental assistance, and they were now ending it. You had to leave, right?
Yes, my CCT program, though, came out of a nursing home. I was out of a nursing home.
No, I know, but in any case, what was the issue? You needed to find a place to live, but you also here's the thing. This rental assistance program, as we understood it, is no longer going to be available to you.
Well, that's not what I'm understanding.
Did they tell you that they will continue this program?
Yes, they did. I have to just find a place.
Well, that's good. So they told you they will still subsidize your housing.
Yes, I have not gotten anything that says I am not. I have a letter saying that my voucher is, still.
So you can still use your voucher to go rent a place.
Yes, I can in Colorado.
Okay.
I was trying to move up to Arizona.
And how much? And well, they don't have it available in Arizona.
Well, it's not state transferable.
Right.
And I've done a lot of research, and there was a lot of
So what I need to do, Pam, is I need to know, where do you want to go from here? Like, what do you need from us?
Well, you wanted to go ahead and talk to Jefferson County Mental Health Housing Coordinator that I have.
That's
and
right.
What I was trying to get is that ROI over to you, because they've been really just not working with me. And I'm also working with Colorado Legal Services. And they've just seen the abuse that they have done to me on both sides.
Well, what do you mean they've done abuse to you? What kind of abuse have they done?
Well, it's like, neglect. You can talk to housing coordinator, legal actually came over and helped me pack and trying to help me move, where my housing coordinator through mental health is not.
Pam, but they're not charged with helping you move and finding you a place. You have a voucher, and are you saying you're not capable of just finding a place?
I have not been. I've been going through quite a bit. And I'm in a wheelchair again, and had the COVID.
So what do you need? You need someone to find you a place to live, and then pack you up and move you. Is that what you need?
Well, at some point, partly yes. And I'm looking, and my housing coordinator through Colorado Legal is helping me to try to find a place.
Okay, here's what we need to do. I don't know, and I don't mean to give you a hard time, Pam, but I don't know if that help is available at all anyway. I don't know to what level these programs help you. So I would love to call your coordinator, Kelly, see if we can talk to this coordinator, get him on the air, or let someone talk to them. I don't know exactly what we can do. I don't know if they have those programs available for finding a place, packing you up, moving you, and setting up the rent subsidy. I don't even know if that level of service exists.
Now,
I mean, do you think that level?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, that's.
She has no family or friends, I guess.
But wouldn't they give her like an advocate? Like they give her some sort of.
I don't know.
I don't. Let's see if we can get a number a number and a name for her coordinate. Let's have somebody call and just find out what they do for her.
This is the woman that's on the housing assistance, but she's moving and or something.
Did you go out with her Saturday? This isn't the one you went out with Saturday, huh? Okay. I got confused there.
I don't mean to say anything, but you sitting in that chair, you're a different person.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
He's got his mark out on it or something like it.
If you are looking for a reverse loan, consider EmpowerReverse.com. Mark and his team are there to assist seniors through the entire process. First, find out if it's appropriate for you. Do you need a line of credit maybe for emergencies, maybe a lump sum to fix up something, or maybe a regular monthly payment? And you want to do it the right way. And Empower Reverse will empower you to do it the right way. Call and ask all of your questions to Mark and his team at empowerreverse.com. 720-500-7719. A reverse loan is something that cannot result in a foreclosure unless you didn't pay taxes and insurance, and you can even use proceeds to do that. And you'll never be upside down in the house owing more than the house is worth ever. And almost always the house appreciates for more. EmpowerReverse.com, 720-500-7719. O'Brien Legal Services can help you with any kind of real estate deal, any kind of real estate law. They'll look over all of your contracts. If you have a conflict on easements, access, eminent domain, adverse possession, whatever the issue, call O'Brien, whether residential or commercial. If you're buying a home from someone who wants to finance it, or if you're buying a home with someone and you're not married but you want a partnership agreement, O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com for all real estate matters, OLSlaw.com, 720-370-7388. And finally, Ideal Home Loans is there for you in any form that you need them. First, for refis, you can refi, pay off high interest debt, pull out cash, or you can just lower your payment, or you can shorten your, or a combination of those things. And then you get an interest rate guarantee, which says if rates go down, you get to refinance free of charge. And you can call them for details at 303-867-7000. Every time you close, you get a 2-year interest rate guarantee. And you can pick your own term. You don't always have to re-rack back to 15 or 30. Take advantage of a lower rate to pay off those high interest debts, or just refi to get lower payments. Now listen to this. At Ideal Home Loans, they have a cash program as well. It's set aside. It's a pre-approval. You're done. You're ready to go. You just find the house and you can close within days. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000.
I'm watching Mark here. He was eating his Doritos this morning.
Well, that's
You're watching him?
You want
Yeah.
to see?
Yeah, I can see him on here.
You don't have it filled up, do you, when he's not talking to you?
No.
Okay.
He just, no.
Term providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-3.
Fuck Big Lou.
What do you think about this disinformation board, this lady that's gonna...
It's chilling to me. It's
scary,
chilling.
yeah.
And I think what the Democrats are going to do, hopefully, I mean, the Republicans do, is just defund it.
I don't know how they can let them take control. This November is going to be huge.
Well, there may be some Republicans who are scared by it also. I think they'll be able to defund it. Because it is a chilling Orwellian concept to me.
And it is, totally agree.
I was telling Tom yesterday, I have a poker game I play in on Monday evenings, and all the guys are professionals or business owners, relatively intelligent, well-to-do people. Out of the 8 people, there were 9 of us, 4 of them had never heard of it. So if half of the people that are in the top 10% of both intelligence and earnings haven't heard about it, imagine what the rest of the country is totally blind to it. Because they never announced it. It's just,
if you're on Twitter, you saw it.
I left a message for Pam's housing coordinator. She's not answering, but she's also working with Colorado Legal Services as a housing, and so I do have that person who is kind of acting as the principal for Pam. So do you want me to try to call her and get her on there?
Anyone who can give us information. I don't even know. Pam wants a level of service I don't even think is available.
But she's been working with these people, so they may actually be better. I'll try to get them on the phone. Bless you.
Thank you.
Weld County isn't even close to the richest county in this state.
Right.
Not even close.
So the YouTubers are saying,
You know what, Tom? I
Lincoln
think
County,
we're going to call the Department of Disinformation
Mineral.
and report Ken.
Douglas County is first.
Yep.
Well,
That's what I thought.
Second is Elbert County.
Yes,
Third is Broomfield.
Yeah.
Fourth is Eagle.
I bet you Jefferson County's down there next to.
Fifth is Boulder. Sixth is Jefferson. Seventh is Summit.
630 KHOW.
So did you hear my solution, Tom?
Right.
We should call the Bureau of Disinformation and report Ken for giving disinformation.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to try our remote experiment with Mark on the road with his motorhome. And if it works, that means we're going to be taken to the road from time to time, traveling the country, and even listening to problems from other parts of the country. So stay tuned for that in just a few minutes. We're establishing even a video link and an audio link we have already. The video link we just have to clean up. Just make sure that Mark brushes his freaking hair or something like that. Does it look like he's in his pajamas, or is he okay?
He's logged off.
Does he look presentable?
Yeah, he had to go up to the
All right.
clubhouse.
So he'll be up. Is he listening? He'll be up next hour. Okay, we'll bring him up. 303-713-TALK. For Pam, we're trying to get a hold of her housing coordinator and find out what level of service is available for someone who was in a nursing home and is having some mental health issues and housing housing problems. Okay, we will try to get some help on that. Also, AJ, you have a question on car insurance, right? AJ?
Yes.
What kind of question? What does it have to do with?
It is in regard to, excuse me. It's actually, let me get you off.
Just okay, AJ, I just wanted to know the category. Hold on.
Need something to really tie the...
God almighty.
Here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy homes but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but you win. So get out there and win the home you want. Orchard.
The New Wave Home is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at orchard.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at KHOW.com.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Ramos. A push to reduce the national debt.
But nobody's telling you what they can do to help you out to get in on the best possible deal. At Ideal Home Loans, we can, and it all starts with getting pre-approved. Wouldn't it be ideal if you were able to guarantee your closing date? Wouldn't it be ideal if you could become a cash buyer to go to the front line? And wouldn't it be ideal if you got an interest rate guarantee? At Ideal Home Loans, we can do all those things. Call us today, 303-867-7000, or online at idealhomeloans.com.
On more than $1.5 trillion this year. The announcement comes as the Fed looks to raise interest rates again today by as much as 0.5 percentage point as regulators try to tamp down on inflation. Still,
What
no
is
word
this
who
survey
released the Supreme Court draft opinion showing justices could be ready to overturn Roe v. Wade. An investigation continues along with nationwide demonstrations. This is ABC News. The nationwide manhunt continues for a murder suspect and corrections officer from Alabama. Officials say the pair had a romantic relationship. Corrections officers Vicky White and suspect Casey White.
That's the highest earning county, so it's not necessarily the richest.
Another famous comedian.
What do you think the two would go together?
together,
in the
bro.
middle of a performance.
Dave Chappelle was performing at the Hollywood Bowl when someone ran on stage.
Well, whatever.
Hold on, listen.
Security dragged the attacker backstage. Chappelle briefly followed and told the audience the person was being stomped down. Footage from a helicopter showed authorities loading the attacker into an ambulance. Chappelle, who appeared uninjured, was joined on stage by Chris Rock, who had performed earlier. Chris Rock asked, "Was that Will Smith?" Ron Clark, ABC News.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has released the class of 2022. Among this year's inductees, Dolly Parton, Pat Benatar, Eurythmics, Duran Duran, Carly Simon, Lionel Richie, and Eminem. Stephanie Ramos.
Eminem, give me a break.
What's wrong with him?
So stressed.
What's he done?
Oh,
People all
you mean
over.
lately?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that it? Yeah.
No, but for the Hall of Fame, he certainly belongs in the Hall of
You
Fame.
think so? Well, what the? He did one movie.
But we're not talking about the artist, we're talking about his music, not his movie.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, I never heard of him since the movie. I mean,
He's the
Eminem.
#1 rapper in the world. The #1 rapper in the world. He
He's
has
only
more
white
art, he has more rap music out and sold than fucking Snoop Dogg and all of them put together. I mean, he's
Really?
absolutely,
When
absolutely.
you learn something new every day, I did not know.
No.
That's why you come here.
Yeah, that's it.
No, man, he is really, he's stellar.
You need to get chairs in here for audiences, so I can,
Indeed, you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on
I get my
match
surgery
your job
Monday finally.
description.
What kind of surgery?
Where?
My deviated septum.
Oh, for getting those jobs.
Who's doing it?
I'm going with Kaiser. So I waited.
11:03.
I'll tell you what my experience is with Kaiser. I think the docs that work for Kaiser are great, all board certified, really good docs. The only problem with Kaiser is the administration and sometimes getting the process of getting to the doctor. But once you get there, the doctors are great.
Yeah,
Well,
yep.
the program that the shipbuilder had in mind was almost a perfect healthcare system. And that is, take all profit out of it, and it's nonprofit, and it simply is a nonprofit administration of healthcare. That's really what it was meant to be, where you pool your money, and you get more out of it because there's no profit.
Well,
But I don't know if it's still like that.
The profit comes from the
$99 for a month worth of Cymbalta.
Yeah.
Xarelto? See, I got this is
Cymbalta, right?
No, Xarelto. No, wait.
It's Cymbalta. Where is it?
Want a water treatment company you can trust? Call the professionals at Water Pros. These guys are veteran and family owned and are dedicated.
Are you sure it's not Cymbalta?
It's Xarelto. Xarelto.
Right.
Okay.
You can get water starting at
I was just trying to be funny.
L-R-I-T-O.
No, Xarelto. Warfarin, I got deep veins, and they sticky, because you got to do a blood check every 3 weeks. There's a production level. Yeah. Eloquence is what I want.
Do you have a clotting defect?
Yeah, it's a genetic, it's called the factor 5 gene, yeah. Really? Yeah, and so I have to be on blood thinners the rest of my life. Yep. I had a blood clot 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, that went from my groin all the way down to my ankle. Had an emergency, yeah, they went and did a rotor.
Jesus Christ. They have a long, big, giant blood clot like that.
Very painful.
Good RX is between $500 and $600 a month.
Oh my God.
Between $500 and $600 a month.
Yeah, see, that's expensive.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What's going on with you? This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Call him to list your home. He won't hold you to a long-term contract because he knows he will earn your trust every day. Really, think about that. You can change your mind if you want, but people don't. He'll do a free market analysis first if you'd like to tell you what it will sell for based on his 27 years of experience. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622, 920-1622. AJ's got a question about car insurance. Sorry you didn't have time earlier. I just wanted to get the main category, but now you can tell me the whole story. AJ, what's going on with car insurance?
Hey, Tom. Pleasure to
Thank you.
and talk to you and get some advice from you.
Yeah.
Well, about a year ago, Memorial Day weekend last year, I got into an accident, life-changing accident. I had car insurance on a vehicle that I was financing, and it was my first vehicle. The insurance was actually first in my wife's name, and once I started working in Colorado again, she told me, you need to get insurance on this vehicle if you're going to be using it. So I did, and I started shopping around for, my own insurance, and after I got a bunch of quotes, I got offered a full coverage amount, and that was even way more than what I was actually paying for my payment on my vehicle. And I told
AJ, hold on. You were financing this car. That means you needed full coverage, and you say the quote you got was more than the car payment?
Yes, for a full coverage policy, it was actually a lot higher than I was expecting. So I told the agent I can't afford that. So they told me, well, what if we got you into a liability policy? And I was like, okay, so...
Well, that's against your financing. Hold on a second. Is Mark up now on video? Is he back from the office or not?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back? All right.
I don't know how to get it. Somebody tells me to do something.
All right. So Mark is out on the road in his motorhome, and we're experimenting with some new equipment, and we're going to be doing a lot of remotes if it works. And he's going to be out on the road for a while, but... Mark, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, we got to pump up the volume a little. You hear us okay?
I hear you perfectly.
Yeah, it sounds like you're here, just the volume's low. And Shannon, you can bring his volume up a little, right? Or is it, no?
Well, he's at the top now.
He's at the top, okay. Yeah, the volume's...
How's that? Is that a little better?
Way better. What did you just do?
Turned a knob.
Okay. Yeah, it was just a little down. And then you're also on video. Is he on video on the feed or not?
I can see him. Mark, do you want me to move you up to the...
Of course.
Yeah. Is he decent? For God's sakes, he's in his motorhome. Okay, make sure.
This reminds me of COVID, though. Remember,
we
did this for a year.
Yeah, but this equipment that we're testing now is supposed to be rock solid.
Hey, Mark,
that's why...
You're not tubing, are you?
No. Oh, stop. Tubin, his name is.
Doc.
That was you said tube. Oh, all right. But in any case, hold on a sec. We have a situation here with AJ. Just chime in if you'd like, Mark. But the insurance required on a car loan is full coverage. You said you couldn't afford it, and your insurance agent said, then let's just get you liability, right?
Correct.
Okay,
and,
now, so what happened? Did you get into an accident?
I did. So unbeknownst to me, a few months later, Memorial Day weekend, last weekend, I got into an accident.
You mean last year?
Yeah, last year. And I filed a claim with the insurance. And they told me, well,
the car? Whose fault was the accident?
It was my fault.
Was another car involved?
No.
Okay, so your car, was it totaled?
It was totaled.
Okay, so
I actually, go ahead.
What did you knew you weren't covered for it?
Well, it was the first time I've ever had insurance on my own vehicle. I knew what liability meant. So when I filed the claim, they told me, well, I caused property damage on an electrical box for United Power. Mind you, this electrical box, the regulator alone was $77,000.
Well, hold on. So what was your liability limit?
According to my insurance, it was only $15,000.
So you got the very lowest liability insurance you could buy.
Yes.
And so, hold on. So if you don't have a lot of money, and you run into a transformer that costs $77,000, they would likely take 15 grand from you if that's all you have, and they know suing you won't do any good. Now, what is your financial situation?
I'm a blue-collar worker. I live, check to check.
So how much total damage did you cause, not including the car?
84 grand.
And are they willing to settle for your policy limits?
United Power is not. Well, the insurance company wanted United Power to accept the 15 grand of property damage.
Well, of course they do.
To release, and they wanted United Power to release me from the rest. But United Power said, no, we are going to file restitution on the rest, and we will not take that 15 grand and release it.
Okay.
So
that's their option, bankruptcy. AJ, bankruptcy is your only option. Your only option. Thanks for mentioning that, Mark, because actually I don't know why I didn't think of that, but it's not fraudulent. You just don't have the money. It's going to bankrupt you. And this is precisely why you should carry enough insurance. You are financially ruined by this, AJ. Not only do you have a car that you have to pay off that you can't, now you have to make $84,000 in damages that you can't make.
Right. So they filed restitution. It was a long process. It took months. The legal department with United Power was talking with my insurance, and finally they decided, okay, we'll accept the 15 grand. When I went to court, the judge said that they filed restitution on the remainder amount.
Okay.
So from what I understand, I cannot file bankruptcy on a restitution amount.
Who told you that?
I looked it up. I Googled it.
What are you talking about? You can't file bankruptcy on restitution. What do you mean? Why?
I'm not sure. I haven't gone that route yet, but...
If it was criminal, you were drunk, you were negligent, you were a liar, you frauded them. I mean, I've never heard of not being able to go bank. Hold on a second. We'll get a bankruptcy attorney on. Just hang on. Kelly, can you try to get Gigi or let's get one of the Winks on. Okay. Okay. Mike or Gigi, Wink, winkandwink.com. 303-713-TALK. I don't know what he's talking about. Now, I know this, Mark. Let's say you got a DUI and there was restitution or, stuff like that. I don't think you can go bankrupt on that. But I don't think...
Anything criminal you generally can't get rid of.
Or negligent. Well, no. Even negligence you can get rid of, I think. So hold on and we'll figure it out. Now, we need to cut Pam loose until we hear from her people. I don't really know what we can do. Pam, it's not that we don't want to help you. But you are facing, you're in a wheelchair, mentally ill, and we're displaced to a nursing home. You got rental assistance to find a place. You're in a place. Now you have to move. You need someone to help you move. You need someone to help you find a place. You need someone to help you transfer your voucher. I don't know who does that work. And we're trying to figure that out through your caseworker, okay? Now, Mary, welcome to the show.
She got evicted from the last place as well, Tom.
Yeah, I remember that. She's being evicted and has to be out by the 13th, we were told, May 13th. She's on SSI and only makes $841 a month. And, Mark, didn't you look up her Colorado Choice transitioning rental assistance? And wasn't that only like a temporary program? I thought you looked it up.
Why she was able to have it twice. She's already had it twice. There's no way you can take a state program and transfer it to Arizona.
No, she can't transfer it to another state, but she said they will transfer it to another place. Now, Mary, what's going on in your life?
Hello?
Mary, what's going on?
I just was in a car accident in January.
Uh-oh. Are you okay?
My car, I found out yesterday, is a wash.
Now, did you have insurance?
Well, you know, I had liability because when COVID hit, I was paying astronomical insurance. And I just decided I can't afford that to have my car parked sitting in the garage.
All right.
Because I wasn't able to get out and go out and do things, even if, you know, I was.
So now what? What are you calling about?
I have COPD. So anyway, I just want to know if you can help me find a place or recommend somebody that can buy my car for parts.
Yeah, hold on. We'll figure that out. That's not a bad question. You might be surprised at how much you can make if you do it the right way.
The catalytic converter has to go to something, right?
If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at orchard.com.
Hey, you've heard me say this before. What do I like about Zero Res? Absolutely nothing. That's what they use to clean your water. I mean, your carpet, water only, absolutely nothing else. You may think, how do they clean my carpets? It's empowered water. It's even patented. You know what? Water can be clean. Let Paul Waterman, can't water be really a strong cleaning agent? I don't know what they do to their water at the Zero Res, but I think it has something to do with being super soft.
It's reverse osmosis.
Well, it's patented and they have some other stuff, but why is water such a good cleaning agent in and of itself?
Because empty water is aggressive and it attacks all the buildup dirt.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It doesn't leave any residue. ZeroResDenver.com. Right now, 3-room areas, $109. I use them in my home. Now, you can have more room areas done if you want. I use them in my home. This is what I love. They dry faster because they don't use as much water, and they don't have to dilute the soaps and the emulsifiers and the chemicals. And when it dries clean. It's not sticky. It doesn't leave that stiffness or that dirt-attracting residue. Your carpets stay clean longer. That's ZeroResDenver.com. Zero-Res, R-E-Z, because there is no residue. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. It's springtime, and you know what? A lot of people like to make their garage look great, their sidewalks, their patios, their pool decks. And you know what? We got just the place. Garage Kings. Yes, they will do it with no money down, and they say a lifetime warranty and guaranteed lowest prices. GarageKings.com. Mark had him do his garage. He loves the finish. You will too. You can get any number of colors and no slip. 720-252-0370. 720-252-0370. GarageKings.com.
This is a critical message for folks affected by the Boulder County fires. I'm consumer
Something I was glad about was that
it's not your friend.
the candidate that AOC backed lost.
Where?
In Indiana or Ohio.
Someone on your side fighting for you. You need Matt with Paragon Services.
People are done with this bullshit.
For free advice on
Don't you think, Paul?
Yeah.
But can you believe? I mean,
They just.
how can anyone believe they're doing a good job with this country?
No, they can't. And didn't Fauci just announce the pandemic's over?
Yes.
See, that's okay. There goes the control narrative, right? That's how they, So the thing about the election was, I think, keep people inside, mail-in ballots. You can't vote pandemic, and so if they announce the pandemic's over, what's the next thing to do?
Rates are at historic
The the Republicans lost the House was in California. It's illegal for ballot harvesting, and that's where the balance tipped over was representatives out of California.
Even if you refinanced it last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes.
You know what drives me nuts, Tom, is common sense is a dying commodity in this world.
This amazing 3.25 rate and APR won't last long, and our new fast track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669.
You look younger sitting over there.
844-425-3669.
I'm telling you,
it's the mark effect.
Yeah, it's just.
Call us at 844-425-3669.
Either that or the lighting is different.
Yeah.
Finding great candidates.
Maybe like Shadewell this morning.
Trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your jobs.
How many people got
while
working
other
for you?
companies might deliver a lot of pay, ZipRecruiter
70?
finds you a needle in a haystack.
Statewide, 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter.
So you're paying for the health insurance?
Yeah. First day. Try
You got to, man, right?
You got, you know, I mean, it's Kaiser. So I was looking, you know, and it's $5, you know, for that RX website. And the reason why I'm not paying, I just realized because I met my deductible when I paid for one subscription. So, you know, that's why I'm paying, you know, 80. But it's, I wanted to go to Eloquent, but they don't offer Eloquent.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, but they might change because they just joined, I haven't checked into it, but they joined with Cigna. And I had Cigna years ago and I loved it.
So is Eloquent much cheaper?
Well, I don't know if it's cheaper, but I think it's better. Less potential side effects.
Throughout the day for the best chance for
You know,
rain. Comes later on.
I take Eloquent
Temperature today in the low 50s. Tomorrow we're back.
I did have a blood clot.
I'm Fox 31, employed by the team meteorologist Kylie. DQ presents
EVP?
You stand up for a new signature stack program in your DQ.
I started a
$100%
couple
real
weeks
season
ago on the
beef, but the
treadmill,
loaded A1 stack
right?
And your
So
mouth
we're
wonders,
working
where have you
with
been all
this.
my life?
With the I have continuous congestion buildup because of the UVA septic.
Wow.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Don't forget to get your insurance checkup. Compass Insurance Group. Now that's 303-996-9000. One of the most important things you can do is find out if you're underinsured. 90-some-odd% of the people in the Marshall fires underinsured will never be able to rebuild. But also find out that you're not paying too much for your coverage. All of that can be done in one phone call, 303-996-9000. All right, now, we were talking to AJ, and we're trying to get a bankruptcy attorney on. Oh, do we have him? Good. Do we have him on?
Mike's on.
Mike Wink is on. Mike Wink from Wink and Wink. Thank you, Mike. So, Mike, listen, AJ was in a car accident, and he was sadly underinsured. He had the minimum, state minimum, for liability. And his accident caused $84,000 in damage to United Power's transformer or whatever. Now, they turned down the insurance saying, we don't want the 15. Then they said, okay, we'll take the 15, but we're not going to release him from liability. So now he's facing, he said, a writ of restitution. AJ, did they actually file that in court?
Yes.
Did you go to court where it was awarded, or did you not show up?
No, I went to court. It was unfortunately a DUI, Tom.
Oh, well, then see that you should have told us that from the very beginning, AJ, because now that may change things. Let's ask Mike. So, Mike, let's take both circumstances. Let's just say it's an accident. If it's an accident, a regular accident, no illegal activity, would he be able to bankrupt out of that judgment?
Yes, if it's just an accident.
Now, does the DUI put a wrinkle on it?
Yes, it does.
Uh-oh.
It makes it non-dischargeable. Was it just injury to property, or was individual?
Thank God there were no people involved, right, AJ?
Thank God there was no one involved but myself and that very expensive electrical box. I actually went to court. I've done everything that I need to do. The judge sees that, I've been taking initiative and full responsibility I told him that I was actually trying to get a loan to pay that remainder $67,000 off, and he said he told me he can't give me legal advice, but he told me, don't do that, AJ. Just go down, work with something at Adams County clerks, and they'll help you out. Just make the minimum payment.
Oh,
So
yeah. In fact, I got a writ of restitution for fraud years ago, and the guy pays me like $10 or $15 a month.
Right. So basically, I told the judge I'll be paying for this for the rest of my life.
That's right.
You know, even if it's the minimum amount. And then another lawyer that was in court that day when he heard me speaking to the judge said, you know what, Mr. Sarko, you might have a civil case on your hands. And he told me to give him a call, but he never reached out.
What do you mean a civil case? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Well, I have no idea either. I mean, what, that the poll got in your way?
I don't know. I tried to contact him to get, that legal advice from him, but he didn't have anyone to really refer me to legally, So I don't know what he was talking about.
I can't see. Yeah, I can't see where you would have any standing to get any money from anyone.
I'm not trying to get any money from anyone. I'm just, if they're willing to work something out with me and not do it via restitution, I don't know. That's why I was hoping that you.
Well, Mike, Mike, so right now the way it stands, if it's a DUI, he's not going to get it discharged, right?
Well, so the way it works is there's two ways he can get caught up here and not get a discharge. Normally, the DUI exception to discharge applies only to death or personal injury caused by the debtor. So it sounds like this was an injury to property.
Right.
Right. So it would avoid. He would be able to get a discharge without worrying about that provision. The issue is if this is criminal restitution that he's looking at, then that is also another way that it becomes non-dischargeable.
Yeah. So is it actually criminal restitution, AJ?
I believe so. That's what they're filing it under, I guess. And my only other concern that I've talked to people about is like, well, the insurance should never, even when I went to the impound to collect my things, the guy at the impound told me, he's like, are you going to pay me the $100? And I was like, well, the insurance is going to come see, the total damage. And he's like, you got full coverage, right? And I told him, no, I only had liability. He felt so bad for me that he's like, you know what? Forget the $100. Grab your stuff. He's like, you're responsible for the truck and you're responsible for that electrical box.
Yeah.
And he left it at that. And then he told me, he's like, how did you manage to get into a liability policy on a financed vehicle? It's Colorado state law for anyone that's, financing a vehicle to have full coverage.
No, it actually has nothing to do with state law. It's the lender that requires it. The law doesn't give a damn what you have as long as you have liability. There's only law for liability. Listen, if you're trying to say that the insurance company was negligent for not making you buy the insurance when you called them and said, I can't afford it, I think that's a very weak case, AJ. Time to stop blaming other people. The bottom line is you were drinking, you got into an accident, and you didn't have insurance. That's the real matter at hand, okay? Right. So you made a few mistakes. First, you should have had insurance, and I believe, by the way, that the forced insurance was on that vehicle, but that's not going to help you at all. The forced insurance is only the lender. That's it. It helps the lender, but it's not going to help you at all. Okay? So if there was forced insurance for that vehicle, that lender will cash that in, but they will still try to come after you anyway, so it doesn't matter. I think you got a number of problems. And Mike Wink, thank you very much.
Can I ask Mike a question?
Yeah, ask
Hey,
Mike.
Does the amount that he owes stay fixed, or is there interest added every year? Like a credit card, does it go up where if he's paying the minimum amount, he never actually pays it down?
I think there's interest, but the terms of the restitution order will tell him that. There are many restitutions orders that people are paying forever. They're never going to pay off.
Right. And that's the case, I think, here, is that I don't think this guy will ever pay it off. By the way, winkandwink.com, that's Mike Wink, half of the team. GG's the other half. 303-410-1720. AJ, really, the minimum payment, you're going to be surprised at how little it is. But it will be with you the rest of your life.
Right. Well, Tom, I definitely am taking full responsibility, and I wasn't trying to, get out of this or,
No, I mean, and no, I'm just saying that people, offering all this, well, it's state law. Here's the point. He's right in a way that I don't know how you got away with it. I really don't. But it didn't matter because the way you insure yourself, you would have still had only minimum liability. So it didn't matter, even if you did have the truck insured. Did you lose your license?
Right. I did, but I did get it back. So I'm on a restricted license now, and I'm going through all the legal stuff now.
Was this your first DUI?
No, sir.
Yeah. See, the plot thickens. AJ, people would say you got your comeuppance. That's what they call that. 303-713-8255.
I would take away first DUI, you made a mistake, you learned something.
I know.
The second DUI, take away his license from 5 to 10 years. We have a kid that kills her
Fucking you. And you know what? The United Power said, fuck you. You destroyed $84,000 in our
because
property.
you were fucking drunk.
And you're insured by $15,000. Why do they even allow such low liability? There's nothing in the world you can hit that's 15 grand.
Right. They put the responsibility on the other party. I mean, that's just
So this kid that deals with it's got a deal. His blood level was 0.26. They took away. He has now one of those things in his car.
Your car, yeah, breathalyzer.
For 2 years, he has to do urine analysis 2 or 3 times a week for the next 6 months. It's amazing what one DUI does to you.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
And hopefully he'll never have another one. But the second one, like I said, the first one you learn from. The second time, take away. There's no excuse for a second DUI.
Find exactly what you need for spring. Lowe's. Home to any budget. Home to any.
When I talk about the liquid loan, people are very interested. And they have all kinds of questions because it's not a normal loan. It's a 30-year line of credit on your home, and it has simple interest, meaning you don't pay all of the interest up front. So it's only a few $100 a month for big loans. Then you can decide if you want to pay principal. You can decide once a year, once every 2 years, whatever you want. And if you want to pay principal, you can pay a lump sum, or you can pay a little at a time. Whatever it is, you're in full control. In fact, you never have to pay principal if you're only going to be in the home a few years. It doesn't even pay to do that. So the liquid loan is there for you to use for 30 years as a line of credit in the way you see fit. To ask your questions and find out how it actually works, mark your calendars for next Tuesday, May 10th. Tuesday. Embassy Suites in Centennial. Doors open at 6. There's no charge for the event. We'll even feed you. And you can ask all of your questions. Find out more at theliquidloan.com. Hey, Homevestors is a place that buys houses. You may think, I don't need any help selling my house, not in today's market. Well, you know what? You'd be surprised. There are people that simply want to get out of town. They don't want to do any fixing up at all. They don't want to do any staging. They don't want to pay any commissions. They don't want any inspections. They have a lot of deferred maintenance. Listen, if that's the case, call Homevestors and get a bid. If it's the right one, you can sell it and get a check this week. If not, you've lost nothing but a phone call. Give them a call. Homevestors is the place to call for an immediate bid on your home. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER.
UFC Local 7 President.
So I was going to tell you, Doc, what I found, that if you exercise and get your heart rate up, and you're fighting bronchitis, that helps get a lot of fluid out of the chest, and people don't realize that.
You've done that?
I've done that. So I've got, I do a minimum of a, half hour on the bike, and I try to get about 130, 35 on my heart rate, because with the sinusitis, it drips. Yeah. So I've done that, and it's really helps. And that's where I think people don't lose it, is they stop exercising.
Right, exactly. So when did your surgery?
Monday.
Selection of quality outdoor furniture, grills, and accessories. Christie Sports expert staff provides free in-store design consultations so you can be confident you're getting the right patio furniture. Patio Days is for a limited time, April 20th to May 8th. Visit a Christie Sports showroom today for patio furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
The best $79 you'll spend. It'll get you a complete air conditioning check from Plumline Services. Catch things before they turn into expensive problems. Just $79.
So EcoWater, what they do is they advertise through Costco. So Plumline's going to get leads from Costco, and then they go to people's home trying to sell them $5,000 to $8,000 water softener. Now the EcoWater design is the same that you go to Home Depot and spend $748 on the GE, same valve. It's a rotary valve, and now Rheem, is using its rotary valve. So EcoWater and Hague, they sell them at the retail stores, right, for pennies on the dollar, and then they go to people's homes, sell the exact same design for $5,000 to $8,000. It just drives me, it mind boggles.
The same valve?
The same valve.
But what is it doing, EcoWater?
EcoWater is a water softener, right? It works. And so softens water, that's all it does. They're selling the same basic technology, either at the retail store or through their dealer network. So EcoWater puts the nameplate G on it, or Rheem on it, or it used to be Sears, Montgomery Ward, or Kenmore. Right? Same exact system. Hague was bought by A.O. Smith, so in Home Depot they're still Hague. But in Lowe's, it's A.O. Smith. Same exact system, same exact thing. $200 to $700, but then you buy it from somebody at your home, $5,000 to $8,000.
Yeah, that's installed, right?
Right.
But the other one's not.
Right. So our price at $21.95, $19.95 for your listeners, basically keeps within reason, because if you buy it at a department store, a plumber's going to be a minimum of $800 to hook it up. Minimum. Yeah. So that puts us in a price competitive.
720-491-3410 for your free estimate today.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you
The other thing I was going to say about drunk driving, 10 years ago it was different, but right now with Lyft and Uber, there's no.
I totally agree with you. When I was in my 20s, I was working construction, going to school. We were framing houses, and the guy set a beer on the wall, and it knocked into me, right? So I wasn't drinking. I was driving home. I had a 73 Chevy pickup truck, no license plate light. I lived in Evergreen at the time, so I was driving through Morrison. He pulled me over for no license plate light.
Oh, idiot.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, let's go on to another question, and I'm taking you...
talking to Mary.
Yeah. Mary needs assistance in selling parts, and what happened was she totaled her car. Now, what kind of a car? That's going to be very important, Mary. What kind of a car?
It's a 2012 Kia Optima.
Kia Optima. Okay.
It only has 79K miles.
79,000 miles. Okay.
And a new set of tires.
Okay. Now, where is it right now?
It's at a place that was determining whether it was a wash or it could be saved. It can be saved, but it's on just what they've checked is upwards of $12,000. And I just don't have that kind of money. And I would like to know that my car is going to be safe for me to drive. I was rear-ended and knocked in.
Wait a minute. So it was someone else. Wait, it was someone else's fault?
Yeah, and I only had liability.
Well, it doesn't matter what you had. It was someone else's fault. Did they have insurance?
Yeah, they have State Farm, but he's claiming that he was a hit and run.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You're getting flim-flammed here. You were slammed into by someone insured by State Farm.
Right.
Are they claiming their car was stolen?
No, it was a pickup, and he's claiming that he was hit by a car, which caused him to slam into me. I was 3 to 4 feet behind the car in front of me. He knocked me into that car and 2 other cars in front of them. That's how fast he was going. And I seen him through the rearview mirror.
Wait a minute. This guy that slammed into you caused all those other people harm?
I don't know.
And he's claiming that someone slammed into him?
Yes.
Did he have any damage to the back of his car?
I was going to my brother-in-law's funeral. My daughter was 6 blocks behind me. She came on the accident scene before the police or the ambulance. She looked at the back of his truck and said there was no damage.
Well, do you have this guy's name? I would go after this guy. I would sue him. You going to let him just walk away after totaling your car?
Okay, I'm not familiar with all this. I don't know what I can do.
Well, Mary, did you think he had any liability to you whatsoever?
Well, yeah, I thought, I was minding my own business. I was stopped at a red light, minding my own business.
Do you have any injuries? Do you have any injuries?
Yes, I've been under physical therapy.
Mary, you need to talk to an attorney as well. You could have.
I have an attorney, but it doesn't seem to be going anyplace.
How'd you find the attorney?
He was recommended by a friend.
And did he take the case?
He took the case, but it's as far as I'm concerned, it's still in limbo.
Why?
Well, I can't get answers. And then he told me one time that, yeah, they had proof that he was a hit and run. And the police department that showed up had the police report so screwed up, they said it was a black Silverado. And what I seen coming at me like a bullet out of a gun was a white or light silver truck. And I seen him coming at me before he even hit me.
The truck that hit you, do you have that guy's name?
I don't have it with me. I'm at my sister's house, but I do have his name and all the information on the police report.
And he claims he was a victim.
Yeah, he claims that he was a hit and run. And I can't see how the car that supposedly hit him took off, because to the left was the medium. I couldn't even move my car to the left. And then to the right was 2 rows of stop cars for the red light. So how in the world did this phantom hit and run get away?
You need to call your attorney and ask your attorney if he's not going to do anything to release the case. Who is your attorney?
He's with, I can't even, Mintz Law Firm.
Who?
Mintz Law Firm.
Yeah, you need to call him and say, look, I've had no action. If you're not going to do anything, I need you to release the case.
Yeah, but see, the thing of it is, on the contract is that if I release him because I don't think he's doing anything, then I have to pay them for all the work they've already done. And I took it on a contingency basis.
I understand, but what work has he already done?
Well, supposedly he's checking into it, and nothing's been said about the difference in the white pickup and the black Silverado. I don't know if there was film taken by the police department.
Look,
in that.
Mary, your car, you're out. Did you owe money on that car?
Oh, no, I paid cash for it when I bought it.
What did you pay for it?
I think it was around $16.
And you're not getting any offer. His insurance company flat out turned you down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even when the adjuster called me at 7:30 one morning, got very nasty with me.
Why?
Well, he said that they weren't going to repair my car because they had proof that he was a hit and run, and on and on and on. And then he just so much as laughed at me when I told him what was going on.
Mary, you need to sue that other driver in small claims court for $7,500.
I can do that?
Of course you can. Do you think you lost $7,500 at least?
Oh, I've lost more than that.
Well, that's all you have to substantiate is $7,500. And you sue him and make him prove that he can't prove he was hit and run. Make him prove it. It's very simple. This guy ran into you. Period.
Right. See, and I thought I thought when somebody ran into you that they were liable.
They are.
You know.
They are. You're letting that insurance company flim-flam you. So what I'm telling you is you sue him in small claims court and let him cry to his insurance company, but you sue his ass.
So how do I start the proceedings on something like that?
Oh, God, Mary, I feel so. Where do you live? What part of town?
Denver.
Okay, listen.
Southwest.
Do you have any kids, anybody that can help you?
My daughter's been helping me.
Okay, listen. You have this guy's name and his address. You need to go to the county where he lives. You need to get or download a small claim form. Mark, where did Mark leave? He left. You need to download a small claim form off the internet, and you need to fill it out and have him served. Then you show up to court in that county. I'm telling you, you got to find out about it. I can't go through every step right now. Ask your daughter. And at least get $7,500 from this guy. They ruined your car.
Yeah.
Now, as far as selling parts, you simply put those parts on Craigslist or on different part, and you just start selling. You sell the tires, you sell stuff, but you have to have your car somewhere to do that. Maybe you go to a salvage yard. Maybe they'll buy it from you, but they're only going to give you pennies on the dollar. The best thing to do is to find someone to help you part it out if you want to get the most money. So you take the tires off, you sell everything individually, you sell the engine, but you make people come and take what they want and they pay you for it. You advertise it. Your daughter can help you do that. Listen, I'm really sorry this happened to you, Mary, but you were flim-flammed, man. You were totally taken advantage of. What about the other cars in the accident? What are they doing?
Well, the one that was in front of me tried to get my insurance to pay for damage that I don't recall any damage on her car, and I don't know about the other two in front of her.
Okay, well, here's what you do. You can call us if you need help, okay? But what I want you to do is at least start with small claims court against this guy, and then call some auto salvage yards and see if they'll give you a decent buck. Right now, parts are hard to come by. You might be able to sell that and get a decent buck for it. More coming up.
So, Tom, Mark said they're in a big thunderstorm out there and he's got crappy internet. So he said we'll try again tomorrow.
On westbound I-270, this crash is approaching Vasquez.
Hey, Tom, how do you file a suit for defamation of credit?
For slander of credit?
Yeah. This is in, that's all claims court, right?
No, you got to get an attorney to go.
Oh, you have to get an attorney to do it?
Well, I don't think you'd be successful doing it yourself.
Okay. It's one of our callers.
Oh.
I mean, if they have a good case. I mean,
Yeah, it was a guy that was, remember, his doctor was balance billing.
Oh, yeah.
So
they put it on his credit?
Yeah, I said, you need to sue them
Oh,
for
my God.
defamation of credit.
Well, tell them to call Mark Cranack.
Finding a great hire can be a challenge. That's why there's Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview,
Because I have it in black and white, and it says,
Indeed.com/credit
I showed you,
$75
his balance is zero.
job.
Hold on.
Terms and conditions apply.
You know, nowadays, you'd be crazy to just hire a roofer who knocks at your door, or someone you just hear about. The roofing industry sucks. But I am so privileged that I know Jay Bretz, and I've known him for 30 years. Jay Bretz will take care of you with Excel Roofing, as in excellent, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com. They have a repair department for repairs. They have a full replacement department, and they know the entire roof system. So let's talk about it. First, the company. No money down. You don't pay a cent till you're content. They give you full and complete estimates and contracts. They don't just put stupid phrases down like replacement or whatever your insurance says. They don't work for your insurance. They work for you, and they tell you exactly what you need and then help you get that done. They also, of course, have the best suppliers and the best employees and project managers for every job. Now let's talk about the roof systems. They know the roof systems and can help you not only put in the best roof, but it will last longer and be energy efficient. excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400. If you're looking for a reverse loan, you know there's only a few people I'll recommend. Approval Reverse Mortgage is one of them. Joan Sullivan and her team will help you get through the maze of the process of applying and deciding what you need. When done properly, you can get a line of credit that can help you, or a lump sum if you need to fix up your house, or whatever it is. ApprovalReverse.com is there to help you. Reverse loans the right way. ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray.
So I'm reading this article about the Roe v. Wade. It says, in addition, pregnant people would face, and then there's another sentence.
Pregnant people, oh, they won't say women
people,
ever.
right.
They'll never say a woman. There's no such thing as a man or a woman.
More pregnant people can't get abortions. They say blah, blah, blah. It's insane.
No, pregnant people. Have you ever seen a pregnant person that wasn't a woman?
Tom, I've been an OBGYN for 40 years. I've never seen a pregnant person who wasn't a woman.
But they will not use they will not say woman.
It is unbelievable.
And now there was a move to do away with Mother's Day and call it birthing person.
Yeah, birthing person. You know what? They're basically saying God made a mistake. That's what they're saying.
As far as what?
They're trying to change everything in the world.
Yeah, they are. Well, as far as, I was born a man that should have been a woman. God made a mistake. And they want to start talking to kids at 4 or 5 years old about this?
It's crazy.
And then there's a guy in Boulder.
Little kids don't have a clue.
I know they don't. The guy in Boulder is 84 years old, still practicing abortions. When he wanted to...
What, you mean Warren?
Yeah, they wanted to promote him on, it's like...
He's been doing late-term abortions ever since I moved to Colorado. I knew about him.
It's a bad deal.
Late term?
Yeah, that's bad. That's murder.
Well,
how late?
I think up to 28, 29 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
This is not good.
Jesus God.
I got a transgender employee company. I think you did your own. And
yeah, well, transgender in what way? I didn't know. Was she a guy originally?
Right.
Okay.
Once he's going to go get the full surgery, and it's gone through the
what's her name?
Rana, and I knew her as Chris. And
wait, so when you hired her, she was Chris?
No, when I knew her and worked with her before, we met back in the day at Chuck the Waterman.
Was it? Oh, okay. I thought she was a waitress or something.
What? It was a waitress.
You hired her.
Yeah. So. When
I was a waiter, or waiter.
Right. So when I started Water Pros, and then she called and explained what was going on, and I hired her, right? And
sure you did.
Yeah, absolutely. And she believes in her heart, right, that this is where she's supposed.
That's fine.
I know, but she does. She would in no way would she think about.
As a parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive. But
I have no problem with
protecting
people
your family
who want
with
to
term life insurance is
identify
surprisingly
themselves
affordable with
as a
affordable
gender,
policy for your
as long
family
as
starting
they
at less than $1 a day. It's
are
quick,
reasonable
easy,
about
online,
it
and you can be
and
approved
don't want to
instantly, plus
participate
no
in women's
risk, cancel
sports
anytime.
and gone through
Ensure your
puberty as a
family's
man.
I totally agree with
today
that.
at meetfabric.com/feature.
Because they're going to go this invasive surgery. The hormones they take.
So did Ron have surgery?
Fabric insurance
She wants
policies issued
How old
by
is she?
Life. Not available in New York and Montana. Price is subject to underwriting and health
Okay, so that's reasonable.
So
But she doesn't have kids, right?
Going to the bathroom.
Yes, she has a kid.
As a dad.
And you know what's bad about it? Is now, because of this transition, she doesn't have a relationship.
Well, of course not.
Well, how old's the kid?
She's got to be like 8 or 9 now.
And is he afraid of her, or is he
They just because of the thing he was as dad.
And they don't understand. They're
They
little
don't,
kids.
they don't understand that. This is mom
Well,
and dad.
okay, it's one thing. It's easy to go from a male to a female to the other way around. Certainly, it's much more difficult.
But the hormones that they take, they put your life at risk.
Does she take hormones?
Yes.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, Genesis Total Exteriors, also Genesis Solar. If you're looking for roofing, gutters, siding, windows, doors, decks, painting, or solar systems, Genesis is your place. They can also do storm damage and put everything on one invoice because they handle it all. GenesisTotalExteriors.com or GenesisSolarCo.com. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Water Pros is with us. We have a question on, and we get this all the time, and I don't know how to answer. They want to know, what is water conditioning? What is it? Is it softening or is it purification?
It's a combination of softening and filtration.
It is. Yep. So when the people use the word conditioning, they're conditioning the water to be pure and soft.
Yeah, they're taking out, most likely they're taking out a chemical like total chlorine content. So there's something else in the water outside of hardness that they wanted treated. So I call that's conditioning. Purification is what you have, the reverse osmosis.
Purification is for drinking.
Yes.
And that's under $1,000, you can have that fully installed. Now, conditioning, when you put in a water softener for around $2,000, is that conditioning?
It's water softening, it's strictly water softening.
It doesn't purify the water?
No.
Okay.
So we have systems that we use that have both activated carbon to fight the total chlorine content or chloramine and softening. That's water conditioning.
Okay. Now, do people ever do reverse osmosis for the whole house?
Yes. Yes.
Why do they do that?
Extreme problem water, high sodium content. Most of them live on a well water where the sodium is so high that the TDS levels are so high that it's unsafe to drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's it called? What is it when there used to be a sulfur smell?
Yeah.
Or like eggs?
That could be three things. Could be high iron content can give you that. Can be hydrogen sulfide gas that can create that. And it can also be black physical sulfur that's in the water.
Can you do away with that smell?
Yes, we can do away with that. It's sometimes we may have to tweak it. We had a customer that we put in a system, and then we had to add post-carbon filtration to help polish it up. That most, likely you can eliminate all that problem.
Wow. All right, 303-713-8255. I remember people used to have trouble selling houses because of that. Okay, let's talk to Ty about a financial question with a lawsuit settlement. Go ahead, Ty. Welcome to the show. Sorry for the wait. What's going on, Ty?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
Yeah, so I'm really curious about the situation that's happening with my family and how I should approach it.
All right, what's going on with your family, sir?
So we ended up getting a lawsuit for something that happened when I was 12 years old.
Now, hold on, Ty. When you say getting a lawsuit, are you guys are you suing someone or is someone suing you?
No, it was settled a long time ago.
I understand. But was it because someone sued you or you sued someone?
We sued someone.
And you got a settlement?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on, and we'll come back to you about your settlement, and we'll answer your questions. Coming up, I'm Tom Martino. Stay tuned.
How do I bring you to the restroom?
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to walk slower than you, though.
What do you see, girls? I feel like girls went to
Well, I was going to go, but I'll wait a minute.
No, you can go too. I've had such terrible, terrible issues with my lower fucking back.
What'd you do?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I know what I did. I got up off the chair.
Running a business comes with pressure. Remote workforces, HR compliance, retaining top talent. You start to feel boxed in. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR service and technology to work, offering my employees competitive benefit options while lightening my HR load. Instead of obstacles, I'm surrounded by people empowered to be their best. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. Mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Ramos. President Biden asked today what happens if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. The president says a reversal of the law and sending it back to states to decide opens the door for upending other rights.
What happens if you have a state change the law saying that children who are LGBTQ can't be in classrooms with other children?
Chief Justice John Roberts called the leaked opinion authentic. President Biden also detailing his administration's plans to pay down the deficit this year. he says for the first time since 2016. President Biden also detailing his administration's plans to pay down the deficit this year, he says for the first time since 2016. The president says the Treasury Department will spearhead the payback, which is projected to be more than $1 trillion by the end of the year. The Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates today by another 0.5 percentage point. This is ABC News. North Korea fired another ballistic missile into the East Sea, the 14th test this year. U.S. officials confirmed the launch and say they are monitoring the situation. Almost 200 million people don't have enough to eat. A new United Nations report from Rome says 40 million more people in 1 year have become food insecure. Main causes are climate change, the COVID pandemic, and wars.
They're having to sell off assets, they're having to skip meals, they're having to engage sometimes in very dangerous behavior.
Says Food and Agriculture Organization Director of Emergencies, Ron Paulson. The UN says the Russian invasion of Ukraine has also put African countries at risk as they're reliant on both countries for wheat supplies, which are blocked due to the war. Megan Williams, ABC News. Twitter is testing a new way for users to limit who sees a tweet. Twitter Circle allows you to pick up to 150 people. Only those in the circle can see what you post. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
May is Maytag Month, the hardest working month of the year, when you can save on hard-working Maytag performance. Like laundry pairs that make clothes think twice before getting dirty again. Refrigerators that make cold your new favorite flavor. And dishwashers that eat caked on oatmeal for breakfast.
Don't wait. Put the hardest working month of the year to work for you and save big on Maytag appliances now through June 1st. Because May is Maytag Month.
Dell Technologies wants to celebrate all your hard work with these Small Business Month specials. Get great value offers on powerful laptops, desktops, and servers with Windows 11 Pro starting at $499, plus top monitors and docks, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is speaking out in favor of the possibility that Roe v. Wade will be overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court. She spoke with Fox News.
For generations, God-fearing Americans have been working, praying, and voting to get to this point so that we can defend the defenseless, so that the babies with fingers, toes, and heartbeats can receive the protections that they deserve.
Boebert says that Republicans have worked for decades to try to overturn Roe v. Wade. A different deputy has been terminated in inmates at the downtown jail.
Well, I think I talked to Gary, right?
Investigators say the food was used to smuggle drugs into the jail.
Native.
The Broncos will be playing an overseas game this year. They will take on the
I want to call him Jerry. So we had to talk.
Yeah, I know. I've been checking. I mean, I talked to him right away when he talked to me.
Yeah, so
I said, just you got to do whatever it takes.
So I know there's times where we've got like
now
6 or 7 leads a day.
That's Financial.com, helping
the West.
meet their
So I
retirement
think the
goals.
next thing now that
After an accident, it's just coming in now.
after
Southbound
next week,
I-25
maybe the end of
and
May,
then
I really got to get with you. I want to do that
Avenue
thing and put it on the web.
restrictions are
Gotta
there.
make
The
that
right lane
happen.
on the
Whenever you want, man.
westbound 6 is blocked, so do expect.
We'll meet at my house.
And the rest of your I-25 drive still running slow now, especially southbound.
So Doc,
into
so
downtown.
to end my
and
story, so
also
I smell like there's still Morrison Cop Post Milford. They write me a ticket, I pass a breathalyzer.
What did they write you a ticket for?
For DUI, right, so really, so a young kid, I don't have an attorney, I couldn't afford one, so I was stupid back then, right, 21, I pled to driving while impaired.
6:30, hey how.
And so, right, so, I mean, and I learned my lesson, paying the attorney all the time, right, the plea down, and they have a breathalyzer, and, I could afford this if I knew better, and, right, so anyway, after that, if I ever went out and drinking in beer, I told folks, yeah, I'll come over, but I'm sleeping on your couch. Right?
So did they give you a breathalyzer?
No.
Really?
You know, And they wrote, he said he smelled it, I smelled it, you know, he could smell it on me, didn't do the breathalyzer, and then went there. So I got it down to driving while impaired, and I'll never forget it. It's Jefferson County Courthouse, you know, and I'll never, ever, you know.
Did you go before a judge?
No, I went before a judge, but before that, that's when
They talked to the city attorney.
Yeah. So hey, we'll do driving while impaired. So then immediately I had to go, you know, you had to go to classes.
Right.
You know,
Oh, you still do?
You did, yeah. But after that, it's kind of like I never. So I agree with you. If you get one, right? There's never any reason to get more than one.
Absolutely, I agree with you. You know, you make a mistake and you learn from it. Especially DUI. Okay, you made a mistake. You had 2 glasses of wine, whatever it is. Even if you had 10 shots, you get punished. You learn your lesson. Second time. They should throw the book at you.
Anytime with our free iHeartRadio
I
app.
agree. There's people that got to forget 3 of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
3.
3.
To record your message. Talk back to Denver's
Yeah,
Talk Station now. $1,000 in your hand. Denver's Talk Station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website.
So does
money.
Biden
Enter
have
it
the
now
authority
at
to get rid of the student loans?
No.
Shooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Garage Magic for your garage floors. GarageMagic.com. Get those coatings on your garage floor. It's the time to do that. Make them look beautiful. Or your patio. Your sidewalk is impervious to weather and oil and gas, and it's wonderful stuff. I have it. Mark has it. Anyway, Garage Magic, one of the approved contractors that we highly endorse. Give them a call, GarageMagic.com, 720-600-HOME, 720-600-HOME. Hey, Paul the Waterman's with us. If you have any questions on waterpros.net. And we're talking about Ty's lawsuit. Mark's with us by remote. Mark, say hi.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good. Again, boost your gain a little if you can. Anyway, Mark is on the road. We're testing some remote equipment. He's out with his motorhome, he and Suzanne, and they'll be on the road for a few weeks. It'll be fun. We're actually going to be exploring where they go and problems for those areas and how they're faring in this economy and supply chains and consumer problems and all that. That I'm going to take.
Gas is crazy.
What
Tom,
is?
Absolutely nuts. Gas.
Oh, how much have you been paying?
The average we're paying for diesel's like $5.56. It got a little cheaper in Tulsa. We were there on Sunday. Now we're in the Ozarks. Up in this area, it's about $5.60.
Are you? I just watched Ozark. The last episode blew my mind.
Different Ozarks.
No, it isn't. Same one.
Don't give away the
I'm on the Arkansas side.
Oh, not the Missouri side. Okay, but yeah, that's a pretty cool area actually. That's a pretty cool. All right, so let's go to the phones. Ty, let's talk about your lawsuit. How much money did you guys settle or win?
Yeah, so I know around it's somewhere in the $750,000 mark.
And how many years ago?
This is 2013.
And what was it for? What kind of lawsuit?
So I'll give you a little more specific. At this time, I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
So this happens. I don't really know. I'm not really involved that much.
Yeah.
But now I'm wondering if I should feel guilty, kind of trying to, question and see where I land in that picture.
Well, okay, you were 14. Who sued who? Your family?
Yeah, we sued them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who? Your mom and dad? Your mom? Your dad? Who?
Yeah, our family. Yeah, them collectively, but they're split up.
So your mom and dad were married at the time, and they brought the lawsuit against who?
Against it was a large company.
What was it for?
It was for a death in the family through a car accident.
Okay. Now,
yeah.
So it was someone else's fault that caused the car accident?
Yeah.
And this was an insurance settlement, or did they go to court?
It was I believe our lawyers went to court with their insurance, their lawyers. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a sec. Do you have any siblings?
I have one, and the other one was the member who was lost.
And how old was that member when lost?
He's 16.
Oh my God! Were you in the accident too?
No, I was behind.
You were where?
I was in a car behind.
Oh my God! Were you guys on a road trip?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in the car behind. What about your other sibling?
She's older.
Was she on the trip?
No.
How old is she?
She's in her 30s.
And how old are you right now?
Yeah. And I'm 24.
Okay, now, do you know if any part of the settlement was earmarked for you, and that would have been done through some kind of probate?
I do not.
Well, did your mom and dad, when they split up, what did they do with the settlement?
So I'm pretty sure that it split straight down the middle.
Did they keep like $325 each, or did they? No, that's not $325. I'm sorry, that's a little more. But so did they? Did they spend any of the money before they split up?
No.
How do you know that?
I think that's okay. I would say yeah. I don't think so. I know my mom hasn't for sure, and I would assume my dad hasn't.
Well, you're not entitled to that money technically.
No.
So what were you calling about? This is the part I need to know. See, if your parents brought the lawsuit and you guys were minors, unless the courts actually awarded you part of that settlement, I do not believe you're automatically entitled to it. Now, we can check with John Fuller, our personal injury attorney, our accident expert, actually. I'd love to call him, see if he's around. But what are you calling about?
So it would be best to I think it would be best to find out some more information about it from them before asking you more specifically.
Yeah, Mark, go ahead.
Generally speaking, with minors, we just went through this with Adeline when she was 16. They would hold it in trust till I think the age of 22. John Fuller told us. Somehow we got it released when she turned 18, but Fuller is going to know the answer.
Yeah, but hold on. This was just her accident, or was when she was with you two?
No, she got rear-ended when she was 16 years old on I-25.
Right.
Mark, that's a different.
But that's a different story because she was the injured party. Now, I don't know how they allotted damages or if it was just a blanket settlement. And if it was a blanket settlement, did the parents simply signed and released them, and the kid released them too through the parents? They had the right to release the others because they were in charge of the kids. But what I'm wondering is, did the settlement say 200, 200, 200, or how did the settlement read? We don't really know. I mean, that's the thing. That's the weird part. So, you know, I want to know in general how it's done, and that's what I was going to ask Fuller. Why are you asking this, Ty? Are you looking for a piece of the pie? Let's get right to it. Is that what you're looking for?
I'm curious. I'm not necessarily looking for that, but I'm curious if it's right for me to even feel guilty about asking where I land in that
I don't think it's a matter of a guilt. It sounds to me like it's a logical question. Is John Fuller up yet?
He is up on line 7.
John Fuller is our personal injury expert, our accident lawyer on this show that we go to. John Fuller, Ty was in the car. No, he wasn't. He was in a car behind a car. His family was on a road trip. The car in front of him, who was driving? You had your mom and dad in that car, Ty?
Yeah. So basically, we were with the Boy Scouts.
And your mom and dad were in the car in front of you. Ty? Hello? Okay, I guess he disappeared. So, I'm just going to try to reconstruct this, John. I just want to know in general, Ty was in a car behind his mom and dad and brother. And there was an accident, and his brother was killed. The parents sued and got a settlement for $750,000. This was in 2013. In 2013, shortly after they divorced, according to Ty, they probably split it up in the divorce. He says his mom still has money and his dad still has money. But the bottom line question is this. If he was a minor in that family, is he automatically, he's not like entitled to any of that, is he? He wasn't even in the accident. So would they have like earmarked some of that for pain and suffering for him being behind them or what?
So generally speaking, no. Okay. Now, in theory, a person that's in the zone of danger that witnesses something bad could independently claim, the infliction of some emotional distress on their own and potentially recover for that basis by themselves. But as to the brother's wrongful death claim, no, he's not a proper party to even assert those claims. Interestingly enough, in Colorado, siblings are not the proper party to pursue wrongful death clause or cases.
Okay.
Only parents or children or spouses of the decedent are going to fly under the wrongful death statutes, and siblings are not. So that alone would say that regardless of whether he was a minor at the time of the accident or not, on the basis of the wrongful death case alone, he would not be a proper plaintiff. As to this minute possibility that he could claim that he was in the, in the zone of danger and witnessed this horrific crash and all of that, that's a very, it's not a super likely case to succeed on, although there are circumstances where I think anybody would agree the person could suffer damages witnessing that. But as a child, and in the absence of any significant counseling and residual effects, I wouldn't expect that to be a very successful claim to make. But simply, I believe your question was about the wrongful death, that he would not be a
now, if he was in the car, let's say he was in the car with his brother and his parents, and he was, injured slightly, but he came out of it, and they sued. Would the insurance company, would the courts put a portion of money away for that kid?
Not out of the brothers, not out of the wrongful death money. No, sir. He is not a proper plaintiff for that whatsoever. He cannot legally make a claim for any damages under his brother's wrongful death case.
He would have to have his own claim for pain and suffering.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right.
Which he did not have, so that answers our question. John Fuller, thank you very much. 303-597-4500, and he's our expert, and you can find him at myaccidentlawyer.co.
This is Joe Cordell. I want to speak to the dads who are being denied access to their kids.
Kids thinking he might have some money coming to him, and he doesn't.
Yeah. Continuing with
It'll be hard to prove any, if he, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing.
And nothing.
It's like pulling teeth.
Well, he's a 24-year-old idiot.
I'm feeling guilty. He's like, yeah, mom or dad's listening to the show. I'm in trouble.
I got a spot.
Support your men can count on 3203-221-DADS. CordellCordell.com.
American Restoration 24/7 is a company that I wish you would write down the name right now and put it away for when you need it, because When you're under stress, you should not be shopping for a restoration company because, first of all, restoration companies are not very good companies. Most of them out there are liars, cheats, and ripoffs. That's just the way it is. And then they get in there and they cheat the other liars, cheaters, and ripoffs, your insurance company. So together, the liars, cheaters, and ripoffs cheat each other, and you get left out holding the bag because if it's not done the right way, your insurance company won't pay again. So get the right company from the beginning, someone who will do their job the right way for you and deal with your insurance company. That's American Restoration. They'll work with your insurance or with your public adjuster. That's amrest247.com, American Restoration. That's for anything to do with flooding or fire, pipe breaks, asbestos, unattended death, crime, meth labs, whatever it is. If you need help, American Restoration, 8337-AMREST. That's 8337-AMREST. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. That's the website for Blake Harris, an estate attorney, who's our expert here on the show. And the great part about it is you can call him anytime when he's not here, and you can call him directly and ask your questions about estate planning. Ask about wills, or ask about probate, or ask about any part of probate or any part of an estate to see what you need. Blake won't charge you for the answers. He'll only charge you flat rates for what he does for you, and he'll quote those prices up front. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. It's never too late or never too early to start planning your estate. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to start. Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique.
I don't know exactly Amber Heard. I mean, what was her big beef with him? She said she was beaten, right?
You go online.
I think so, yeah.
Why does anybody care what goes on between two people?
Well,
that
here's the
have
big
no
deal. His
relationship?
whole career was ruined. He was canceled, basically, because of her accusations.
But why do you care? Why do I care about that?
Because I think being falsely accused is something a lot of people can identify with.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I've had that happen.
But to have it full time on TV, come on.
Well, but my ex-wife did the same thing to me. You know, I hired Harvey Chambers before he was the Broncos and he got lucky, right? Got referral and he saved me. I mean, women can cause tremendous damage.
No, I agree with you, but your personal experience, it has nothing to do with what's going on from these two idiots.
I totally agree. Why is it uncovered on TV?
Yeah,
I agree.
that's all I'm saying.
It's entertainment.
Because he's famous. And everyone called him a scumbag. And now he's trying to show he's not, and he's never touched her.
He's trying to defend his integrity.
I don't like the idea that someone, now when there's multiple women making multiple accusations, that's different, like with Weinstein. But one person making an accusation is very fucking dangerous if you all of a sudden you just automatically believe it.
I agree.
Still learn how to prepare. Saturdays
It's the worst thing in the world.
6:30 KHOW.
And you look what the Democrats, what they did. They made the women must be believed, and they were lying. Remember that? Look what Kavanaugh had to go through. The woman must be believed.
That's the only thing that Betsy DeVos did that I would think was admirable, that you put in place due process for anyone accused of any college student to prove this rape. Yes, ma'am.
So you were working with somebody named Laura Ayers on a Frontier Airlines refund?
Yes.
And they got the refund yesterday, so
Wow.
she's calling for a successful piece.
Good. Her name is Laura.
Laura. She's on line 2.
It was a long process.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family.
family, Extraordinary runs his
So long ago that I don't even know too much whether I might have to note yet.
Every member is waiting to
It was at least 2 months ago.
more at MBUSA.
It was Laura and John. It was their mother-in-law, not even them.
On Denver's talk station. Sign up for our
No, I don't have it.
email now at khl.com/.
Oh, they got, there was 3 tickets or something, and 2 of them got refunded.
Yeah,
The other one did.
right. Something like that, yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors is there for you when you need them 24/7. If the spring breaks, call them. If you just need a new garage door panel, you need a new opener, you want the new kind of opener with the Wi-Fi technology, you can open and close your door with a phone app, time to close feature, battery backups. That's OneClearChoiceDoors.com, the finest garage door company, and all of their prices are on their website. That's how proud they are of their value. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987. Back to the phones. Laura called, and we love good news. Laura says, I remember you had a problem with tickets you bought, and plane tickets. And you got, as I remember, didn't you get some of them credited back to you, but some of them not? Can you explain the original story?
Yes, it was my mom who purchased a ticket through Frontier, and it was probably a year ago, last summer. And so she then canceled it because she didn't feel like she could fly safely yet with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave her a voucher plus $50 refund. Well, they never gave her they took the voucher away and she got a refund, but she never got the I think it was like $145 back.
Yeah. Why was that? I mean, that was so different. Why did they decide to give her, I think it was $50-some-odd and a voucher. Why did they do it that way?
We don't understand. We don't know.
And they wouldn't listen. Deputy Doc called them. Anyway, what happened?
Yeah. No, Deputy Doc called him, and luckily we called you because they had this claim form that you had to fill out, which no one had told us. And so we went ahead and filled out the claim form, which then made it, I think, official. And every time we call back, they'd say, you'll get your check in 4 to 6 weeks. Well, we never got a check, and they said that every single time we called. We probably called a dozen times. And then finally, we just kind of gave up because Deputy Doc said, they're a big company. We've pretty much done what we can do.
Right.
And we've called 100 times. And then lo and behold, Saturday night, my mom gets a check in the mail.
Oh, my goodness.
For the result. So we were so grateful to you for telling us what to do because it was ridiculous. And when you look up online, their reviews are horrible.
They are we do get a lot of complaints about them, the way they're doing things. Yeah. And
we didn't know what else to do. So it worked out, but it took a lot of effort and calling. And my husband would ask for the manager and the supervisor. And
thanks for letting us know. We love we love finding out because not only do we like to keep track of the total of cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services, but it gives me a chance to pull out my dinger and use it here. Let's do it. Hey, Shannon. Ow. Come on, man. My ding. I don't hear it. What's going on? I'm playing it. You're doing something wrong here, bro. I'm playing my dinger, and you're not. Oh, hold on. Never mind. Sorry about that, Shannon. Did I just say it was Shannon's fault? Hold on. There we go. All right. You'd think I know how to use my dinger by now, but anyway, there it is. We got the dinger working.
Well, I'm just a little...
That's the dinger for you.
I'm a little upset because you have a theme music for Marty. I want my own. I think I should have the theme from the Lone Ranger before my...
No. Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone.
No, I like the Lone Ranger better, Mark.
Really, that would be good for Deputy Doc. That's it. Yep.
It's Deputy Doc, not Doctor Who.
And then we have this for... Is that Deputy Dollar song? I'm not sure. But in any case, you know what? At least I got to use the dinger today. My God, I thought I was going to go the whole week without it, but we got it done. So listen, the important thing is that we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. Brenda, and by the way, we need more calls too, so 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Brenda, what's going on?
Well, I need your advice on workman's comp and steps we need to take next. My son-in-law was hired at a warehouse job in March and did a really good job, wanted to promote him to a team lead, and ended up getting hurt on the job. So he's been going through workman's comp with doctors and that. But his boss, ever since he got hurt, has been treating him badly. Let's just put it that way.
Now, when he got hurt, was he on limited duty for a while?
No, he's still in the throes of it. He's getting an MRI today.
Does he have an actual case number?
I'll have to get it from him.
No, I don't need it. I just need to know that he has an actual case going.
Okay. And how long ago was the injury?
It was the 15th of April.
Okay. And they did let him see a doctor immediately.
Yeah, well, there was some confusion with that, but yes, he did go see the doctor, and the doctor told him he did not want him lifting any more than 10 pounds.
Okay, so
did they on it and told him he couldn't lift.
Right. Well, they have a choice, though. They don't have to keep him employed if they can't accommodate him. They can try to accommodate him. Were they able to accommodate him?
They were trying to accommodate him, but the longer he's been on workman's comp and having to go to these appointments, his manager's now turned hostile and has written him up twice for things that would cause him to be suspended. So last Friday, they suspended him. And they told him that they were going to investigate the reasons for the suspension, and then they would let him know, how that's going or what the result of that was.
Here's the problem. They're allowed to get rid of him. They are.
Well,
if he can't do the job,
what they're trying to do.
But they can't do it as a retaliatory measure. Hold on, Brenda. Let's try to get an attorney that we work with on this. Hold on. I take it it's not the same two spots.
So here's a question. Are husbands responsible for Mother's Day for their wives if the kids are growing up?
If you don't want to break her heart, you should. Sometimes I got to remind. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. Rocky Mountain IV Medics for IV treatment. Now, here's what's unique about Rocky Mountain IV Medics. They have, of course, all the same hydration therapy you would get in an ER, urgent care, or at a hydration bar. But they do it in your home, and it doesn't cost you any more than a normal hydration bar. So why not get it in the comfort of your home or office or some trucker stop at truck stops? Listen, they've met people at parks before. Call them or text them for same-day, same-hour appointments, dehydration, vitamin deficiencies, you have a cold, the flu, you want to feel better, you can with hydration therapy. It's a good all-around therapy, and it's RockyMountainIVMedics.com, 720-987-2155. Try the NAD therapy. Woo, it's a cellular regeneration, honest to goodness. Rejuvenation, I should say. 720-987-2155. Mark your calendars for next week. We're going to have a get-together to discuss the liquidloan.com. That's where you find out about the information. That's theliquidloan.com. The Liquid Loan is a 30-year line of credit, and it's the kind of loan that you can pay principal or interest whenever you want. You can pay, of course, you pay principal every month, right? I mean interest every month, simple interest. So it's a few $100 for most loans. And then if you want, you can pay a chunk of the principal or not. If you pay a chunk of the principal and then you need some more money, you can borrow it back. It's liquid, up and down. Then the great part about it is, if you have a bank account where you keep your regular money for bills, it offsets your mortgage interest. That's right, by the amount you have in there. Why don't you find out more next Tuesday? It's going to be at the Embassy Suites. Sign up. It's free of charge. We'll feed you. Doors open at 6. That's next Tuesday at 6. That's the 10th. theliquidloan.com for more information.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and Life and Health. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Three ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy coincides with the size of the policy you had to purchase for your previous mistakes.
Jesus, this.
Big Blue, a term provider, 800-333-1750. Big Blue's intimately familiar with your problems. If you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Blue may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on their new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Blue. He's like you.
Oh my God. A doctor reused catheters. He gets 8 years in prison. Can you imagine going to prison for 8 years because you fucking did not want to buy a new catheter?
I would, if I were the judge, I would make the sentence based upon whether or not there were any consequences of it. In other words, if he did it and no patients got harmed, I would give him a less sentence than if patients did have harm.
It says guilty. A doctor who was sentenced to nearly 8 years in prison for performing unnecessary vein procedures and reusing catheters.
Well, doing unnecessary procedures, I mean...
It was a $12 million scheme.
Well, you didn't say that part also adds to the...
He's guilty of prepackaging single-use catheters. Putting them at the risk. It doesn't say, like, evidence presented revealed that he took Medicare beneficiaries to his clinics, falsely diagnosed them with venous insufficiency, and did vein ablation procedures that weren't needed, billed Medicare.
Well, they're really strict on Medicare fraud.
He billed $12 million.
That also adds to the culpability. I mean, the guy's a sleaze. He shouldn't be in prison for 8 years.
He surrendered his medical license.
Well, no shit.
In all of your years, did anyone ever approach you with schemes as a doctor?
No. This wasn't somebody that approached him. He just did this on his own.
Denver's talk station online at KHOW.com.
One of my biggest fears was being in prison, even for a week. I was so...
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so let's talk to Brenda, and we got Cliff Enton on, attorney at law. Cliff does workers' comp, Enton Law, and we'll give you contact information in a second here. But Brenda, I want you to explain this. Now, your son was doing what kind of work?
He's working in a warehouse, so he's doing all kinds of lifting work.
And how old is he?
He is 26.
Okay. And he was injured. He went to a doctor.
Yes, and he's my son-in-law.
Son-in-law. He went to a doctor.
Yep.
And they said you can't lift more than 10 pounds.
Right, and they put a brace on.
Okay. Did he continue to work?
Yes, they accommodated him, trying to find things he could do with his limitations, but his boss all the time was telling him, well, I had that injury before, so you can just take the brace off and do it. And my son-in-law's like, well, no, the doctor told me I shouldn't do that, so here's the note from the doctor saying I'm not able to do that right now.
So the supervisor was treating him differently, then what?
Yeah, well, then basically his supervisor got upset that he couldn't work, and last week he wrote him up for several things that were
like what?
Really,
what did he write him up for? Give me an idea.
One issue was he clocked in 1 minute late, and it was basically to where the policy is you can clock in up to 7 minutes late, and that's in their policy.
Okay,
so
what else?
Him up for clocking in
what
a
else?
Minute late.
What else? Minor things like what else?
My daughter is 9 months pregnant. She's going to deliver May 16th. And she had to go to labor and delivery for an emergency. He was working. His boss said, at that point he hadn't had the problem. So he said, go ahead and leave and go be with her in case you need to. And he wrote him up for leaving.
Okay, what else?
He wrote up two or three things like that and then basically suspended him last Friday.
Now, when he was suspended, was he fired or suspended?
No, he was suspended, and he called the HR department, and they said that, we're investigating the suspension. When we determine what it is, then we'll let you know what's going on. And he's been calling, last Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The person he's calling doesn't have voicemail. They haven't notified him anything about whether the suspension is, they're going to go ahead and terminate him because of it or not. But
all right, so what do you think?
It could have a lot of significance because if he gets fired for cause, terminated for cause, he would not be able to get temporary total disability benefits because they would say that he was at fault in causing the termination.
Doesn't it seem awfully coincidental, Cliff, that he?
Oh, clearly retaliatory. Clearly retaliatory.
What do you do about it?
You'd have to go to a hearing. You'd have to go to a hearing and establish that that it was BS and that it wasn't a legitimate cause that you were terminated for. The law is really peculiar almost. So if you're under these restrictions, like you said, and they're accommodating those restrictions, and he gets terminated for cause, it's like those restrictions become really significant because as long as those restrictions stay the same, or if they're made less, he doesn't get any more lost wages because he was at fault, they're saying, I know it's not true, for the separation in the employment. If his restrictions become more severe from the time he's terminated, then he would be able to get temporary total disability benefits. It's kind of a very arbitrary rule, but what you want to do is not get terminated. That's his best bet.
Yeah, but man, that would be pretty difficult if you file a claim and then basically your supervisor is laying low for you.
It's terrible.
But Cliff, aren't we right in saying that they don't have to accommodate him? What if they said, well, we don't have anything for you to do if you can't lift 10?
Temporary total disability. But if he's fired for cause, okay?
Yeah.
If he's fired for cause, on the date that he's terminated, you take a look at what his restrictions are. And even though he's under restrictions, if he's at fault for the termination, he's not going to get his temporary total disability.
And you know what sounds, he did leave without, he left to go to his wife in an emergency.
Yeah, but the other thing that they wrote him up for was he had a doctor's appointment that was real close to when his start time was for work, and he called his boss like an hour and a half ahead of time to find out if he should go to work first or go to the doctor's appointment, and he texted him like 15 minutes ahead, and the guy never answered. And he finally answered like 5 minutes before his start time to say, give him an answer. So, and then he wrote him up for that.
But Brenda, that does sound, I mean, this kid doesn't sound totally blameless to me.
Okay, and that's fine.
He took some liberties. I mean, he did. He went to his wife when she was in the emergency room. A lot of people say, so would I. Okay. But then he also assumed he waited for 5 minutes before his start time rather than coming to work if he didn't get an answer. I mean, the supervisor could have purposely not answered him and thinking to himself, he better show up. And then he was late the other day. Here's what I'm saying. Cliff, does it help if they get a workers' comp attorney?
Does it what? I'm sorry?
Does it help if they get a workers' comp attorney? Can they?
Absolutely.
What would you do? Would you try to show it was retaliatory and too coincidental?
Well, we'd probably call I don't know if they're represented by an attorney or not, but, that they being the employer, but we'd probably call the insurance company and talk to the adjuster, because we know a lot of the adjusters. We deal with them all the time, and say, hey, listen, this is BS. Can you call over there and see what's happening? Because clearly this is retaliatory in nature. The guy wants, and we try to sort of go around through the insurance company. We really can't call the employer directly, especially if, it depends if they're represented by an attorney or not. We'd have to look further into it.
Okay.
Another possibility is see the writing on the wall and maybe just try to resolve the case depending upon where he is medically.
Resolve the case and be done with it, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but he's not. I mean, like I said, he's just getting an MRI today. It's probably going to be something that's going to need. Is he done with workers' comp at this point, or will that be paid for, that MRI, Cliff?
No, we paid for it. That would have nothing to do with whether the termination for cause only affects temporary benefits.
Okay, he can still go forward with his other benefit. I really believe what you need to do is contact Cliff off the air. At least have your son-in-law get a consultation. And listen, if Cliff does it, it'll be on contingency anyway. You should call him. Really, at least just talk to him. 303-333-2222. That's 333-2222.
I, by the way, contend that numbers like that confuse people. 333-2222. People might think, was it 222-3333 or was it 333-222? Do you remember what it was? I just gave it to you.
It was 333-2222.
Sometimes if they're too tricky, they're too tricky. So Mark said they were having bad weather, right?
Bad weather and shitty internet.
That's a beautiful area out there.
Like Bill's Road? Yeah. But vacations are so weather dependent.
Especially if you're in an RV.
Hold on, guys. I know that I will use less AC this year because I have the whole house fan from QC, Colorado. I know it because I've had it a few years now. My air conditioner works less. It's just that easy. So when the heat comes, what I do is I turn that fan on when I get home in the afternoon. So I don't need to leave the air on. I can just get rid of all the heat in about a few minutes and then bring up cool air from the bottom floors, then turn on the air conditioning, and it'll work less. Now you keep that quiet, cool whole house fan on all night, and your air conditioner won't work at all. Then in the morning, you'll have cool, comfortable air. Listen, this is the perfect state for QCColorado.com. I'm an owner. I can tell you firsthand. You'll save money on AC. You'll have beautiful nights of cool nights, and it's quiet. Also, it's remote controlled. No digging in the walls. And it's easily mounted in the attic and hooked up to a light in the attic or into a circuit up there. It pulls hardly any power. You will love this thing. That's QCColorado.com. Quiet, cool, whole house fan. 303-800-3419. That's 303-800-3419. Sheridan Auto Tech, the place to go for any kind of major or minor repair, maintenance, routine maintenance, or electrical issues. Isn't it great to have a place like Sheridan Auto Tech where they treat their customers like family, where you're not just a number, where when you go there, you know they have the longevity, they have the convenience with 2 locations on Colfax and Lakewood, on Havana, in Aurora, that's right south of 6th Avenue. And they have the experience and knowledge and the value, all of it wrapped up into one place with 2 locations, of course. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. I've mentioned his name thousands of times on and off the air because I recommend him to everyone. He is simply the best at listing your home, knowing what to ask to get multiple offers, and then evaluating those offers. You will never go wrong with Frank. And then if you're looking to buy, he can do that too. He does the buyer-seller or the seller-buyer combo. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. The only one I use, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Just kind of got creepy quiet here.
It sure did.
I was looking at this Amber Heard bullshit.
Doc, you awake over there?
Yeah, I'm just watching stuff on, trying to get educated. See what's going on in the world.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Michael, what's going on? We have two things where the legal problems coming up, and then more from Paul the Waterman. Hey, Michael, what's going on?
I was shot twice, and I had a firm representing me. But,
let's back up a second. Why were you shot?
I don't know. It was an accident is what they claimed, but I was shot through a door.
Okay, hold on.
I was in my bedroom and I got shot through a door.
You were in your bedroom, and you were shot through a door. Was someone in your home?
No, it was my father-in-law.
Oh, so you were in your bedroom, and was this your home or his home or what?
It was his home, but me and my wife, we were living with him.
Okay, I got it. So you were in your bedroom were you with your wife?
Yes, we were both sleeping.
Oh, my God. So wait a minute. You're sleeping with your wife in the bedroom. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're woken up and you're shot?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. And when you got shot, did he come running in and saying, oh, my God, what happened?
No, actually, no. I woke up, woke my wife up. He was standing at the foot of the bed, and
with his gun.
Up and grabbed.
Was he drunk?
Got up and grabbed him and pulled him out of the bedroom and shut the door behind him.
Wait. Who pulled him out of the bedroom?
My wife.
Okay. Was he dreaming or sleepwalking, sleep shooting?
I have no idea.
Wait a minute. How long ago this happened?
It happened 5 years ago. 4.5.
So the father-in-law walked in and shot you. Where'd you get shot?
I got shot in my right eye and my right neck.
Oh my God! Was it a shotgun or what?
No, it was a .22.
A handgun?
.22. The two-shooter one, the little Derringer.
What? Okay, what do you think's going on, man? I mean, did he have it out for you?
I didn't think so, but we already went through the courts and everything, and they claimed an accident, but he got charged with shooting off a firearm and stuff.
Okay, did he ever go to jail or anything?
He got 10 years probation.
10 years. And meanwhile, do you believe it was an accident?
It's hard to say, but what they explained, he shot through the door to scare me or whatever, and I was just standing in front of the door when he did it. But
you were sleeping.
I was actually sleeping. Yeah, that's all. I don't know if he knew I was up, walking towards the door, or if I was still laying down, and he just did the two shots.
Well, what were you doing? Were you up or were you walking?
I got up to see what was going on. I was going to go, open the door. Hey, what's going on? That's when I was going to the doors when I got shot.
Okay. I thought you said he was standing over the bed.
Well, yeah, my wife got up and walked him out, took him out of the bedroom and shut the door behind him. Or both of them.
All right. Hold on. Let's talk about this. Hang on, please.
Two different things.
Yeah, totally different. I don't get it.
Well, it's not even the question he called about.
Right. This is just the background.
Well, now you know why the attorney is dropping him. It makes no sense.
Yes, I need to use the restroom.
You need to grab a tissue. I'm going to follow you, okay?
No, I don't care.
You don't mind, I'm not stopping you or nothing.
The Troubleshooter, mornings at 10, streaming live on our free iHeartRadio app and at khow.com.
It's news from Alex Stone
As expected, the Federal Reserve Board raised the key interest rate today by 0.5%. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis says the move is a way to try and cool off rising inflation and increase the cost of borrowing.
That means making it more expensive to have a credit card, more expensive to take out a new auto loan. Your adjustable rate mortgage, if you have one, will go higher. And if you go out and get a new mortgage, that will cost you more as interest rates increase.
President Biden pledging today to pay down deficits starting this quarter. He says it will be the first time since 2016 the U.S. will be lower. The nation's debt skyrocketed during the pandemic. Still no word on the source of the late Supreme Court draft opinion signaling justices could move to overturn the landmark Roe v. Wade abortion case. Demonstrations continue around the country. COVID hospital admissions inching back up in the U.S., an increase of about 15% nationwide the last week. This is ABC News. Another member of the Oath Keepers pleaded guilty today to seditious conspiracy related to the January 6th riot. Until now, William Todd Wilson had not been publicly named in the ongoing investigation into the Oath Keepers and the militia group's role in the attack on the Capitol. He's now the third member of the Oath Keepers to plead guilty to 2 felony counts of seditious conspiracy and obstruction of an official proceeding. Wilson is a military and law enforcement veteran who joined Oath Keepers in North Carolina. On January 6th, prosecutors said he amassed firearms and planned to use them in support of the plot to halt the lawful transfer of power. Aaron Kavirsky, ABC News, New York. Starbucks is taking steps to keep its coffee shops union-free. CEO Howard Schultz says the company will raise wages with baristas. A soccer jersey from an infamous game is sold for a world record price of $9.28 million. It's a jersey Argentine soccer legend Diego Maradona wore during the final game of the 1986 World Cup. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you
Yeah, the guy just kind of glosses over. Yeah, well, I was shot.
Right.
But
now 5 years ago. Boy, my mortgage is going to get fucked.
Oh, because you haven't locked in yet.
You can't lock a mortgage until you have a closing date.
You can't get a closing date until you get a CO.
Right.
That's
So, I mean, I'm just stuck with whatever the interest rates are.
How much time do we have?
About 4 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes, yeah.
This report is sponsored by AllWayFinancial.com, helping thousands meet their retirement goals.
You know, Biden's giving a speech, on the economy. What is he going to say?
That everything is under control. If the Fed is doing what it can, and his spending is not inflationary. Just hold your
He's going to
horses.
blame the Republicans. He always does.
Well, you can't.
And they're not in charge of anything.
Well, it's going on deaf ears. That's not going to work anymore. Not when they knew when Trump and they knew what they had before, and that's not going to play anymore.
God, I hope to God people are not that stupid.
They're not that stupid, but you know what they try to do? What people are going to realize is they did this on purpose to make you buy electrical cars. It's to fringe of the Democratic Party. They want all this high fuel prices. They want all us to
But there's
suffer.
more than high fuel prices. There are so many things
Well,
wrong.
common sense is a dying commodity. They don't realize that the cost of goods are going to go up because, it's a trickle down.
Do you know, when he goes, honest to God, when he goes on camera, his eyes look like my uncle used to when he was in an old man's senile. They're like blank. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. There's got to be some sort of medication that they give him, and I think he's being coached.
And he says he's going to run for another 4 fucking years.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, right?
Pelosi.
They will talk him out of it. He's unelectable.
Well, listen, you know what I think is going to happen? I don't think he's going to make it. I think that he's going to be at that point where he's going to, die. I think Kamala Harris is going to lose in a landslide. It's just not going to
I think he'll.
But I think he's healthy enough to live for 2 more years. I don't think he has any significant medical problems.
No, he probably takes good care of himself.
Yeah. I don't think that.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Garage Magic is the place to call if you want your garage to gleam with that beautiful coating you've seen, with the flakes in it, non-skid, beautiful, or your pool deck, your patio, your apron outside the garage, whatever it is, lifetime warranty, local, all employees, no subs used, GarageMagic.com, 720-600-HOME. They can get you right in, 720-600-HOME. All right, let's talk. Paul the Waterman's with us. We're talking about water systems and anything else on your mind, and this one is really sad. Michael was sleeping with his wife in their bedroom, right, living with the father-in-law. Okay, now, the father-in-law comes into the bedroom or shoots through the door, so I don't know, whatever. He ends up getting shot, and that went all through the courts. It was deemed an accident. Okay, so the father-in-law shot him. And I don't know where we're going with the call right now, Michael. It was an accident. Okay. It was how many years ago?
It was about 4.5 years ago.
4.5 years ago. And by the way, are you scarred for life, man? You were shot in the face?
Yeah, I got a bullet in my neck still that's by my spine and below my skull that causes pain every day. And my face, it's just all nerve damage of my sinuses is like Swiss cheese.
But he's on 10 years probation. They must have thought something was up.
Yeah, they probably did, but they deemed it an accident, and I had a firm represent me. But
what? Wait. Why'd you have a firm? Were you suing him?
Yeah, I was going to sue the homeowner's insurance or whatever because that's what my plan was. And the firm went with it, too. They did all the paperwork through the courts and everything. And I talked to them for the first 3-4 months, and then I didn't hear from them for a while. So I called them and got in touch with them. And my lawyer went to a different firm, and some other guy was going to represent me. I didn't hear from him at all.
What law firm did you contact?
The Mintz.
Oh, my God. Wait a minute. This is the second time we're hearing about Mintz.
Yeah.
The second time today dropping or not doing well with a case. What the hell? Who is the Mintz law firm? I'm telling you, this is weird. This is weird that 2 times in one show we heard about the Mintz law firm dropping the ball.
Yeah, wrote me a letter when statutes was coming up and said, sorry, we can't represent you no more. Good luck.
And when was the statute of limitations?
I guess 2019, and I got the letter December of 2018.
Well, why are you calling me now, years later?
Because I've been trying to get a hold of people to help me, and
wait a minute, they contacted you. Oh God, man! Well, they contacted you right before the statute of limitations ran out.
Yeah, then I tried to talk to other lawyers and stuff, and nobody.
It's too late, man. Listen, it's too late.
What they could do.
It's too late. I don't know what to do, man. I mean, this sounds crazy.
Can't I go after the Mintz law firm for not doing their job?
But who are you going to get to represent you?
That's the whole. That's nobody. That's the whole thing. That's why I'm calling. If there's any help out there.
Well, Michael, no, you're not asking if there's any help out there. You're asking if there's any free help out there.
Yeah, I ain't making no money either, so.
I don't blame you for being upset with the Mintz law firm. Man, they sound like a crappy law firm. I mean, they called you. How many months were left on your case when they called you?
There was like 3 months left when they said they couldn't represent me no more.
Did they give you a reason for dropping you?
No, they just said, sorry, we can't represent you. Good luck. That's all the letter said.
And they held your case for how long?
The year and 9 months, 10 months, right before.
God, that sucks.
Went up.
That sucks. Man, that really sucks. If you had contacted us at least back then, we could have at least kept the case alive.
Yep. No, I didn't know that. Then I would call other lawyers, and they didn't know what to do either. They didn't want to.
Look, you were shot in the face by someone who was negligent. Are you on good terms with your father-in-law?
He passed already.
Well, good. He won't kill anyone else or hurt anybody. What the hell? And then what about your wife? How did she feel about it? Are you still with her?
No, we're divorced.
Oh man.
Well, if the guy is dead, what are you gonna collect?
Well, he was going after the homeowners.
And then the Mintz law firm, I figured they didn't do what they're supposed to. I could try to go after them.
But you can't. Yeah, but you can't afford to. You would have to have an attorney. Yeah. You're not going to get an attorney to do it free or to do it on contingency. I think the Mintz law firm did you wrong if they did that. If they dropped you with 3 months left after all that time, I think it sucks. And this is the second complaint we got about the Mintz law firm not communicating. And I'll tell you what, people, you've heard it here twice in one show. It doesn't happen by accident. The Mintz law firm, M-I-N-T-Z, sounds like a pretty crappy firm to me.
Yep, me too.
Do you think homeowners would have kicked in if they got this done in time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think something would have happened for sure. Was he fighting it or what?
No, he wasn't fighting it at all.
I want to know, what was his excuse? Hold on. Are you saying he shot through the door first, then you were walking to the door, and that's when you were shot?
No, I got up out of bed and I was walking towards the door.
Why did you get up out of bed in the middle of the night to walk toward the door?
It was during the day. We took a nap. It was like 4:30 in the evening.
All right. Why did you get up to walk toward the door?
Because I wanted to know what was going on. Why he was in the room.
Okay. Hold on. You're confused, Michael. Listen carefully. What made you want to know what's going on? What were you investigating when you got up to walk toward the door?
Just woke up. I wasn't thinking right. I just wanted to know why he was at the foot of the bed.
Okay, Michael, wait a minute. Please help me, man. I think this is part of your problem for not getting an attorney. I'm serious. I think that they don't understand you. Okay, you're in bed with your wife. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. You open your eyes, and you see your father-in-law standing there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. He hadn't shot yet, right?
No.
What, did he have a gun in his hand?
I didn't notice it, but my wife did when I woke her up.
Hold on. So you were thinking, whoa, there's Dad. What the hell's he doing there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So then,
my wife.
hold on. So then you get up and you start walking toward him.
No, I was still laying in bed. He was at the foot of the bed, and I nudged my wife. She woke up, and she goes, "Dad, what are you doing?" And she, rolled off the bed and grabbed him, and they both went out the door.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I got it. They both went out the door. Then what did you do?
Then I got up because she got up and pushed him out or took him out the door. So I got up to see what was going on.
All right. Then you were walking out the door. Was the door closed?
The door was closed. I was walking to open the doors when I got shot.
All right. So she pushed her dad outside the door and closed the door.
Yes.
And then kind of like maybe he was sleepwalking. Who knows? And then did he say why he was sitting on your bed?
No.
Okay. So you walked out the door, toward the door, and the shot came through the door.
Correct.
And hit you in the eye.
Hit me in the neck first. I thought it was a push. And then I went to go take another step, and that's when the other one hit me in the eye.
2 shots. Okay, now hold on. Both through the door.
Yes.
Okay. Did he say, I am sure when the police investigated this, or sometime, someone had to ask him, what were you doing in the bedroom? What did he say?
I have no idea.
Come on, man. No one
This guy
asked
was
him,
trying to kill you, man. There's no way. This is total BS.
But did anyone ask him, what were you doing in the bedroom?
In the police report, I didn't remember reading nothing about that. Well, all he said is I was going to scare him, and I did the 2 shots through the door.
I bet you were all drunk, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I took a 2-hour nap. I wasn't drunk. I just woke up.
Was he drunk?
I think he was drinking. That's what was in the report, that he was drinking too.
And to this day, you don't know why he was sitting on the edge of the bed?
No, he was just standing there. He wasn't sitting there. He was just standing, like, looking at us. I felt like a stare when I was sleeping, so I woke up.
That's so weird. He was staring at you guys in bed.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do you remember Blade Man, Tom? He accidentally, he's in jail or prison now forever, but he accidentally shot his girlfriend in the bathroom.
Through the door.
Yep.
But, man, I just don't understand this whole thing as far as the father. If it was accidental, I would have asked, huh?
Yeah, I think he did wanted to kill me, but...
You think he was in there to kill you?
I think so, because I don't know, I guess...
And you woke up before he killed you?
Yeah.
And the daughter saved you, or thought she was saving you, by throwing him out the door, and then he probably said to her, let me go, I'm going to kill that MF, and then the shots went through the door. Probably that's what happened, but nobody talked to this guy? I mean, nobody talked to her? I mean, this is amazing to me.
I don't know. I'm all frustrated about it myself.
Do you have a criminal record of any kind?
Yeah, I do.
How bad?
I have a menacing and a trespassing charge.
Okay. What about, were you ever in a gang?
No.
Okay, what about him?
No, he was never in no gang or nothing like that.
Or no criminal background? No criminal
background. Yeah, he does.
How bad is his criminal background?
I'm something like pretty much like mine. Just
okay. Man, I don't know what to tell you, but here's the biggest problem you're going to find, Michael. Okay, you're not going to be suing the homeowner's insurance anymore, so there's not a pot of money. You would be suing Mintz, but here's what you'd have to prove: that Mintz was negligent when they dropped you, and that had they not dropped you, you would have collected. I mean, there's just too much to do for an attorney to take it on contingency.
Yeah.
But in my mind, they did you wrong. Yep, they did you wrong.
Okay.
I just don't, but I don't think, unless you had the money to sue them, I don't think you're, and see, with something like that, you have to say, not only did they drop you negligently with 3 months left, but that they, in doing so, They ruined your chances for getting a collection because they're going to argue you would have never collected anyway. I mean, the whole thing sucks, man. And thank you for letting us know about the Mintz Law Firm. I'm going to let everyone I know about the Mintz Law Firm.
Man, do they suck.
I will guarantee you that they dropped him legally. They may be shady, but they know.
I don't know why there wasn't a police report. I mean, that you could get an appeal. That makes no sense.
Well, no. The questions that Tom asked wouldn't be in the police. They'd be in the court record.
No, but I mean, please charge them.
Oh, yeah.
You heard John Fuller on this show, my accident lawyer. He was answering questions because we had someone who wanted to know about a personal injury case. If you have a personal injury case of any kind, you know, don't always believe bigger is better. And all those people that brag about these big settlements, remember this. There are a lot of little people who went unnoticed. They gather leads and work some of the cases. John Fuller gathers cases and works all of them. And he'll give you his personal cell phone. He'll tell you the truth about your case. He's not a lead gatherer. He's a case fighter. My accident lawyer, my expert, can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. Call him to evaluate your case. 303-597-4500. There's another attorney you should call for information when it comes to estate planning. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris is a great guy for answering questions. He even set up a special number for it. 833-ASK-BLAKE. You can ask about wills, trusts, probate, avoiding probate, going to probate. Somebody just died, you don't know what to do. What do you do about a beneficiary's deed? What about a title to leave a car to someone? What about a trust? Whatever it is you need to know about, you can ask him, and then decide what you need for your plan and get to work on it. He'll quote you prices up front, but no charge for the answers. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE. You hear me say ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan all the time. What makes an ideal loan ideal? Isn't it ideal to have a pre-approval, to know that cash is set aside for you, and you can go and look at a home, and you can put an offer on a home and close within days because you're already approved? That's right. It's an approval, a pre-approval, only at idealhomeloans.com. You can also get the interest rate guarantee, so after you're approved, that rate, if it goes down in the market, they'll refinance you free of charge. That's a 2-year guarantee every time you close, a brand new 2-year guarantee. They also have credit optimization that helps you tweak credit to get you the best pricing even after you're approved. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
You know, I have a little bone to pick with you real quick.
Yeah.
So money, you know, deposits, right, on specialty equipment, and when you order a specialty item, I think should be entitled to. Like, if I got to get a special order piece of equipment, I should get half down,
I never said you should.
No, when you say don't take deposits, Tom always says you don't have to.
No,
have to get
if
deposits.
people listen to me, here's what I say. Don't put money down for nothing. That's what I say.
No,
to get on someone's schedule. Here's what I said. If they have to make a special order, don't I say that all the time?
Absolutely.
You can put money down, just verify they ordered it in your name for you for your house.
Right.
That's it.
Get a bill of sale.
And then I said also, or pay when materials are delivered, or pay when work begins, which includes, by the way, estimates and plans. So I always say shit like that. Always.
You know, when a guy first starts out and start out in business, I can see some people asking for half and half because they don't have the operating capital. And so they're using that basically to secure, and get it, and then they're basically the bottom, the second half payments when the job's done is, in a sense, their profit. Always thought that with people like you hire landscapers and things like that. Guys that come, then redo a bathroom or something. Always thought, that's what they were doing.
Yep.
Tom really don't have a bone to pick with you. I was just messing with you. It was too quiet.
No, but if people say that, say, well, I'm ordering this for you, and I always say that. I always say that to people. Make sure that you have, make sure that you have your order in place.
You can pay for it. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, let's talk. Roger, what's going on with you, Roger? What's happening?
Hey, Tom, it's the calcium guy.
Hey, Roger, how's your health?
Poor.
What's going on?
Tom, my kidney function's gone really down fast, and my gout is getting severely bad.
Now, hold on. So is the calcium infusions, are the calcium infusions affecting your kidney function?
Yes, sir.
So
my doctor said my kidneys are tired.
They're tired. Well, here's what happens. Roger cannot metabolize or cannot store calcium, so he has to get a calcium infusion. How often?
3 times a week for life.
3 times a week. How many hours do you spend there?
I was there 3.5 hours a day.
And your kidneys are feeling the brunt of it?
Yes.
Are they shutting down?
Yes, and I have severe gout.
Oh, man.
See, the calcium is like dairy from a cow, and that's supposed to be bad for gout, but I have to have the calcium.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm stuck.
So
my GFR right now is about a 24.
What does that mean?
And well, that's your filtration rate. If you get down to 15, you're at end stage. So I'm only like 9 points away from end stage failure.
Do they say you would be a candidate for a kidney transplant?
I was refused.
Okay, how many years have you been on calcium infusions?
20 years now. 20
years. How did you figure this out that you had this rare disease?
I got really aggressive. I should say I got really assertive with my doctors back at over at Rose Medical Center about 2003. I was 43 years old. I said, I want to know why. I have insurance. I work full time. I want to know why I have what I have with this calcium problem. And my doctor misdiagnosed me. I go, that's not the right diagnosis. What's my real diagnosis? And then she was really smart. She left the room and came back, and she said, I think you have the George syndrome.
How many people get this? How rare is it?
Like 1 in 4,000 livers.
And
worldwide.
And if you did not get calcium, you'd literally wither up and die?
That's right.
Can you feel when you're getting low on calcium?
Yep. My body tells me. But see, I'm a student of you, and I've listened to you for a long time.
Yeah.
It's really paid off for me.
I remember when you were first buying your house. Didn't you move to Pueblo?
Yeah. Yeah, Tom, I bought a house for $90,000 4 years ago in Pueblo.
Right.
It's now worth $250. It's now worth $250. So it's like, gee.
So what can we do for you, sir?
Well, I just want to let you know that I did hire Blake Harris for my state lawyer, and he gave me a great price. I contacted him last week, and I've already got my documents ready to go.
Okay. So Roger, are you feeling like death is imminent?
Well, when you go on dialysis, you just don't know. Some people can live 3 or 4 years.
Wait. Are you on dialysis now?
Not yet. I see my kidney doctor May 12th.
And why were you turned down for a transplant?
Presbyterian St. Luke's told me I was too frail, and they said because of all my complicated problems with me, George, that I probably would pass away during the surgery.
Did you ever hear of DeGeorge syndrome, Deputy Doc? It's DI George, and it's very weird. I've been talking to him for years, almost the whole time he's been diagnosed.
Yeah.
And when he told me what happened, I said, "Wow, that's weird. You just don't keep calcium in your system, right?"
I do not. I don't have parathyroid glands. Doc would know what those are. Parathyroid glands. I don't have them. I was born without it's called hypoplasia of the parathyroid.
Doesn't it also lead to like problems with
Well, if you have hypoplasia of the gland, then you have them, they're just not functioning. You can't have hypoplasia of something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, do you have problems with arthritis too and stuff like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure do.
You know,
I mean, I thank you, though, for your referral list, because I've never been scammed.
No, that's good. So listen, so you're calling because you're getting your will done, right?
Yeah, and I just had a question.
You want to know how to spell my name, Roger, right? Roger. Okay, go ahead. What?
So is it customary or traditional for me to share with the beneficiaries the plan, or do I keep that secret?
Well, you know what, Roger? That's really up to you. I mean, if they're, let's put it this way, that's really up to you. I mean, honest to goodness. I mean, if you think it'll negatively affect your relationship or it'll positively affect, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it gets weird, though. You might spark jealousy with one person or another. You know what I mean?
Well, I split my estate into 4, so each person gets 25%. So.
Okay, and all 4 of them. Let's put it this way: would any one of them be surprised when they hear about it?
I don't think so.
Okay. So
I don't know if they want to know. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to bring up the topic of that.
How close are they to you?
Well, my brother and 2 sisters, they live in California.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. And they, my friend is here in Denver.
Okay. So what you need to do, is use your own judgment. Some people like sharing it because they want to emotionally get them ready. Do your siblings and your friend know how bad your condition is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Maybe it's good. Maybe you should share it with them then.
Right. And where do I keep the documents once I get them from Blake Harris? Do I keep them in a safety deposit box?
Well, yeah, hold on. That you should keep them in more than one place. In fact, it wouldn't be a bad idea to give one to each of your heirs, or to name one of them as personal representative, and then give one to the attorney as well.
Right.
You can also file them. I mean, and Blake can help you through that. Blake's a great guy to work with. I'm glad you're working with him.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I use your referral. I use Mr. Green Jeans, my lady friend.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
And we use.
Wait, Mr. Green Jeans comes all the way. Wait, Mr. Green Jeans goes all the way down.
No, it's in Denver.
Oh, okay.
My lady friend lives in Denver.
Okay.
So he takes care of her home.
Good.
And we use one Clear Choice garage doors. We've used Golden Spike Roofing.
Good. Well,
And
I'm glad that you're using referralist.com. And listen, Roger, stay in touch and let us know what your kidney doctor says. 303-713-8255.
You know, just when you think there's always something. I don't care what it is.
This guy's been called. I talked to him when he was first diagnosed. He wanted to know what he should do.
Here's a great promotion for you. Every time somebody uses somebody on the referral list, they get 5 points. When you accumulate 40 points, they get a free lunch with you.
That's not
Seriously.
bad. No, I know.
What about you? Have a free lunch with you.
They don't want to talk to me. But he's the honcho, you know.
I don't know. You're sitting over there in that chair. You're more vibrant.
You're looking pretty honcho in that chair.
Yeah, you are. Different guy. Doesn't he look different?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I have Mark is a tough act to follow. So I'm growing into his spot. He'll never get this chair back. I hope he knows that.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
sitting him over there.
I mean, say anything. If he
He's
doesn't,
probably listening.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get this done. Okay, you hear me talk about old jewelry, tangled messes, mismatched earrings, old coin collections, broken watches. David Ellis will buy it. David Ellis, 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. Now, David will buy that stuff on the spot. He'll weigh it and pay it for the precious metals, the gold, the silver, and the platinum. But he'll also buy estate and fine jewelry and stones, diamonds. 303-322-8779. And, of course, he sells that stuff at David Ellis Jewelry. That's 2640 East 3rd Avenue, 3rd and Clayton, 303-322-8779. So, Garage Kings, another fine company for garage floors and garage patios or regular patios and pool decks. Garage Kings, 720-252-0370. Yes, GarageKings.com. The people who do it right, they will take no money down, and they guarantee the product for life. As you know, there's so many people out there advertising. Be careful who you use. GarageKings.com, 720-252-0370.
Or the guy on line 4 is the one I was talking to you about defamation of credit.
Okay.
I said I didn't know, so Joe and asked Tom.
Slander of credit. Sun's coming out.
I don't mind these days, man.
You need the moisture so bad.
This he's the Lou guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, same company. Never mind. It is him. I didn't know it was.
Did you ever try that, those electrode stimulators, the little pocket?
Tens?
Yeah, the pocket that use electrodes to give you a massage.
You know what? Actually, I haven't in a while. Those are good things. Those are good.
Yeah, they are.
The TINS units. I don't know. I used to have one. I wonder where the frick it is.
You should try that. I think you might be.
You might have
pulled might be muscular. Try it. I mean
I love those things. TINS units.
Yeah.
I would go buy one. You know what? That's a great idea. You can buy them at Walgreens, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm trying to think where the hell I used to have one. It was really good, man.
I got one at the Home and Garden shows. It was a booth that was in front of me. I did the fall show a year or so ago. And that sucker keeps its charge forever. I use it, put it in the drawer, right? I think about it, pull it back out, still charge. I mean, it's just amazing. Problem is there's those little things that you stick, the contacts don't last very long.
Doggone it, man. Now I'm thinking, where would I have stored mine? Because I know where everything is. I'm not a hoarder where I lose. I'm visually going through everything. I can visually go through every drawer and every place in my home and know where everything is. If you ask me anything, I know where everything is in my house. There's not one unaccounted for thing.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Don't ever forget it. RealCBDThatWorks.com. For pain, inflammation, anxiety, it's just great stuff. And it does work. It's getting me through this rough patch. Woo! RealCBDThatWorks.com. Panacea Life Sciences in Golden. So Paul the Waterman's with us. If you have any questions, we do have an interesting case here with Kevin. Kevin went to a doctor. Deputy Doc looked at your stuff and said the doctor's off base. Did you call the doctor's office, Deputy Doc?
No, but I told Kevin, well, first we'd have to get a HIPAA form. But in the meantime, I gave Kevin 3 avenues to pursue that I think will solve his problem.
So the doctor was paid, Kevin, by your insurance group. He's in your group, right?
Yes, he is. And
he was paid the agreed amount payment. But now he's balance billing you how much?
$3,700 and growing.
This is amazing to me because there is no authority for him to do that. None. But he's doing it. How'd you find this doctor?
My appendix was about to burst, and I ended up going to the Thornton Medical Center, and he's just the doctor that did my surgery.
Thornton Medical Center. Have you talked to the Thornton Medical Center about him?
I have not.
I would contact them too. Listen, is this doctor ruining your credit?
He is. Yes.
You told them you paid the agreed upon amount and he's not supposed to balance bill, right?
I did.
And what did he say?
Well, so I've been talking to his lawyer, and his lawyer just refuses to take any
information.
Yeah, any information I say to them. She's just like, I'm not allowed to settle for anything less. He is suing you for this money, and I have to go through with it. So I called the insurance commissioner yesterday, and they told me that since my insurance plan doesn't start with a CO or 2 letters that she said, that they're not able to help since it's an out-of-state plan.
Yeah, it's not Colorado, right?
Yeah, and then I called the medical board yesterday also.
Good.
And the medical board, when you call their line, they say that they don't help with any type of billing issue.
Oh, okay. Listen, man, we got to get to the bottom of this. Okay, what's the name of this doctor again? What's his name? It's a weird name.
It's Doru Georgescu.
Okay, Dorid?
DORUGEORGESCU.
Wait, that's just his last name.
The Georgescu is his last name, and the Doru is his first name.
Georgescu. Oh, my God.
Okay, Kevin, what you have to do is have their office send you a HIPAA release form, and when you get it, email me like you've been doing. I'll give you my name, and then we'll submit it so that they can't use HIPAA to not talk to me.
Okay, and then what office would I call to get the HIPAA release form?
Their office.
Well, we have one we use, but we do
call Dr. Georgescu's office then.
Yes, tell me you want release of your medical record.
Where is he from? I mean, not that matters.
It's like a Romanian name.
Is that
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Georgescu?
Yeah. Do you remember Sesescu was a war criminal?
But this is Doru, right?
That's his first name, but his last name...
No, it's not. That's the first part of his last name.
I thought his last name was Georgescu.
Spell, okay, slowly, please slowly spell his last name for Deputy Doc.
It's George.
Geor. Geor.
Gescu, I believe.
Georgescu.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
That's his last name, and it sounds Romanian.
Georgescu.
It is on the documents that I sent you guys. Yeah. His phone number's on those documents too.
Okay.
But they won't talk to me without a HIPAA release form, Kevin.
Even if we're talking about stupid, we're not talking about medical stuff. We're talking about Dr. Doru. Oh, I see him now. Okay. Doru Georgescu. Why the hell wouldn't you even attempt to change your name a little?
Tom, the HIPAA law, when it comes to us, we can't even admit that somebody was a patient without a HIPAA form. So if you called up my office and Stephanie had been my patient,
yeah,
and you want to say, did my wife come in this afternoon to make her appointment, we couldn't even acknowledge that she's a patient.
Unless I was on the list.
Unless we had a HIPAA form.
Now, Dr. Doru Georgescu, what the hell with it? I'm going to call him Dork. Dr. Dork in Thornton. I would call the Thornton place too, because he's there. I mean, he's balance billing, and you're telling me he's absolutely should not balance billing. Doc looked at the explanation of benefits, and he has an agreement. You should call the people. What plan are you in?
It's what do you mean, what plan? What insurance plan?
Yeah.
It's United Health. It's
well, United Health negotiated this with him. They should be helping you out.
Yeah, and every time I call them, like, it's just I have to re-explain everything over and over again, and I end up getting nowhere. Like, they won't email me or mail me forms stating that he is in network, even though I can get them to verify with me that he's in network. And they're being like no help at all.
You know, United Health should be on this because they have a rogue doctor here.
Yeah, I told them to call them and get him thrown off the panel. But Kevin, maybe what you should do is write them a registered letter, return receipt requested, outlining the problem, and see if that gets any response.
Okay. Dr. Doru Georgescu, 303-452-0059. The almighty dollar is ruling there at Thornton Medical Clinic. 303-452-0059, Dr. Doru Georgescu. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm at a complete loss as to what to do. Like, I'm going to refuse to pay once.
Well, I hope he does take you to court so you can bring all your documentation. It's crazy. But I think you have a case for slander of credit. We're going to refer you to an attorney. Now. Can you tell him off the air who that is? Tell Kevin that
Deputy Doc will be referring you to an attorney.
Who's the attorney?
What's his name?
Mark Craner?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, thanks. All right, I'll clear it. Thank you.
Wait a second. He asked you that healthcare. You mean the insurance commissioner in Colorado can't deal with United Healthcare?
He's saying because his policy was written out of state.
But that's crazy.
I know.
They're in state. Over half the people in Colorado have United Healthcare.
That's right.
TheLiquidLoan.com. Please go there. Look under the event for next week. It'll be Tuesday, May 10th. We'll be at Embassy Suites. The doors open at 6. We'll feed you even. No charge, no obligation. If you want to learn all about the liquid loan, it really would behoove you to show up. You may not want it now. You may want it in the future when you buy something or in your older age or whatever. It's a great loan. It's a 30-year line of credit. You can pay it up and down at will. Pay interest, pay principal. It's your choice. You can pay principal once every 5 years, or pay principal not at all because you're going to be leaving in 5 years. Or you can pay a principal payment once a year. Whatever you want to do, you're in full control and you only pay simple interest. It makes a very low payment if that's all you're doing. And it makes a manageable loan that you can understand instead of these stupid amortization schedules. Find out more. TheLiquidLoan.com for next week. TheLiquidLoan.com. Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. I say that every time I talk about it because, no one ever anticipates needing a criminal defense attorney. That's why they're caught off guard when they get a DUI or something and they need to, or a neighbor files a charge on them or something. You never know what's going to happen. Listen, don't go shopping for an attorney under pressure. I can tell you that Joe Lazara is a great guy. I've done the shopping for you. I've known him 30 years. He will do free initial consultations, answer your questions, and then quote you flat rates. 303-429-6200. It's that easy. Don't ever do it alone. 303-429-6200. Joe Lazara is also at referralist.com.
I thought the Fair Debt Collection Act prohibited people from using your credit rating or credit report to collect debt.
That's why, I don't know about that.
No. That's exactly what they do.
The FTC.
I never heard of that, man. That's the biggest weapon they have is to threaten your credit rating.
Well, but like a debt buyer, if you dispute the debt, can't go and use your credit rating.
Oh, you mean a third party?
Yeah, I remember reading it. The FTC, there's a stipulation. You can't use someone.
So you can do it, but if you go give it to a collection agency, they can't do it.
They can't ding your credit until the dispute is settled.
Well, I downloaded it, so I had that from an ex. I used to have debt collectors come after me, third party, they buy the debt, and I said, hey, this is not mine, I don't have it.
Right.
One, dig my credit, and so I remember reading it on the FTC.
If it's
website.
disputed.
Yeah, they can't use that as a.
They can if they verify it.
Well, yeah, the credit card company can ding it, but if you're disputing it, and if it's a third-party debt, they can't.
Not until they verify it. And to verify it, it takes very little. It's a terrible system for consumers. Terrible.
I remember. I forget.
You know why? Because when people do have a problem, a legitimate problem, it's hard to get someone to sue for slander of credit. It's very hard.
I never heard of it, slander of credit.
Did you see the market was up over 900 because of the interest rate hike? Does that help businesses? Or is it just slow?
It's just the opposite. The market usually goes down with an interest rate hike.
Banks with the money.
That's weird.
It went up 972 points.
With an interest rate hike?
Yeah,
usually that's inverse. Because usually when bonds go up, which are mortgages, they pay more. People come out of the stock market and go into that. So it's completely inverse of what should happen. When interest rates go down, people go to the stock market. That's why we had low rates, big stock market. But when rates go up, stock market's supposed to go down. They have an inverse relationship.
Obviously, there's something about maybe they really do think it's going to curb inflation, and that's going to help the economy. I mean, it could be.
What are the rates right now? What's the prime?
I don't know how the rates are going to curb inflation.
I don't know either. I'm just
supply and demand. You don't have it, you don't have it. Or they use an excuse to raise prices. You know, just like oil is based on speculation, not supply and demand. Eliminate speculative trading, and then you'll get a fair and balanced, you know.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Paul's here for a reason, because it's great products, by the way. What I'd like to know is, on well water, is it always more complicated with well water than city water?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well water can have various issues. Can have multiple problems.
And you do free water testing. I want to make sure people know that.
Yeah, we do free on-site water testing, absolutely.
Okay, on-site, you'll tell them what's up, and you're not going to exaggerate one way or the other.
No, because we'll go over it with them.
Where are the main areas right now with hard water problems? If you had to draw a picture.
Pretty much all Douglas County.
Douglas County, really?
Pretty much Adams County. Parts of Adams County, you know, Henderson, Commerce City, Reunion area, parts of Arapahoe County. Those are, I think, the three big ones. You know, Louisville, believe it or not, has naturally soft water.
Wow. Okay. And that's waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Sean, what's going on with you, Sean? Sean, are you there?
Fine.
Sean, what's happening?
Yeah. Oh, hi, Tom.
Hey.
I purchased a car in March at Alpine Ford in Pueblo.
And what's going on with it?
Well, long story short, I bought the car. I wound up trading the car in already because the turbo went out. It was brand new. But they haven't paid off the trade-in.
All right, you hold on. We need to get him up. It's very important. We need to get you up first tomorrow, Sean, because they're supposed to pay off that trade. Don't forget, waterpros.net. I'm Tom Martino. And we'll be back here tomorrow at 10. Remember, I say this and I mean it. Save all your problems.